support and the Dawnbreaker, or you could try and save for the Dawnbreaker pick on 18. But I would kind of like some flexibility in these two picks to maybe hide where they're going without giving up too much of the draft.
I think that's the
or
nice
you just
thing
pick
about
comfort,
this.
you know.
Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about the Shadow Shaman pick though, because you will have the instant hex versus the Dawnbreaker. I think that's the like preemptive counter in a way. Of course, she'll still be useful later when you're trying to get a pick off with Shadow Shaman and you ult in. So I think they're deciding like, is that worth it? Do we want something else? For now, they're going to get the Disruptor, which
that's a cool
Static Storm, very good versus the Ember Spirit to keep him controlled up. But the long-range Glimpse is also very nice versus the Shackles. You know, he's going to try to Shackles in the back line. Position 5s often can't reach that far, but Glimpse is a massive cast range, so you actually can just glimpse him real quick to break the Shackles and free up your team. It also works quite well with a Puck. You want someone who can get you vision far ahead in the fight, so you can glimpse people back. And Puck with the curveball is just like, yeah, where do you want? I'm like, you know,
hello. Okay, အားလုံးပဲ
get some free glimpse kills.
ပြန်လဲကြိုးစားပါရဒီနေ့ညရဲ့ကျွန်တော်တို့အကောင်းဆုံးပွဲလို့တော့ထင်ရတာပဲပေါ့လေ။ဟော Spirit နဲ့ Liquid ပြီးတော့ Nisha ရဲ့ပတ်လေးပါရထားသေးတာဆိုတော့တော့ကြည့်ရမယ် Liquid ဘာလုံးနိုင်လဲ
Mars and Magnus are both really good picks as well, so they don't really have to rely on the Dawnbreaker.
ဟောမှာ Disruptor ရဲ့ဒါဝဲလေးရဲ့
and you are correct where it's like
Amber ဘာလဲ Amber ကြီးချက်ချင်းပြန်ရွေးတာပေါ့ပတ်ကိုဟော lane နဲ့ကိုနည်းနည်းဦးစားပေးလိုက်တဲ့ပုံစံပဲပတ်ကို Amber lane နဲ့မှာတော့မလို့ရတယ် Yes ဟောအဲ့ဒါလည်းနောက်ပိုင်းတော့လုပ်ဖို့ရှိပါတယ် CS ကလက်ရှိအဲ့လိုဆောင်းဝင်း bro up ဖြစ်လာတယ် Dota နည်းနည်းလို့ဖြစ်လာတယ် deck လာတယ်ဆိုတော့ဟော
as we were saying, it could be really good here for Saberlight.
ဒိုးသားလိုက်လားတဲ့ပြရမယ်မို့အခုဒီရှေ့တစ်ပတ်လောက်ကကျွန်တော်ဘာပွဲမှမပြပြတာအဲ့တော့ရှိတဲ့ပွဲလေးကိုတေချာပြပေးနေတာဒီတလားလုံးမှာဘာပွဲမှမရှိခဲ့ဘူးလေတေချာပဲရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီပွဲပြီးတော့နားမယ် Falcon ပွဲတော့မပြတော့ Falcon ပါရီတော့နားပြီဟောတနာကြီးတွေကကျုံနေတာတနာကြီးတနာပြိုင်းတော့ပြိုင်းနေပြီ
Spirit has the last pick this game which you're saving for
CS ပွဲက guest ပွဲကတော့အဲ့လို +1 တော့တယောက်ရှာပဲ CS က2ယောက် guest မှာကောဟောစကားပြောသလိုဆို
likely to get countered out by something Liquid picks
ဒီမှာသူစပိန်နဲ့မယ်လေရွတ်ကြတာမဟုတ်သူဟိုမှာပြောလိုက်ပါတကောင်လေးတကောင်အဲ့လိုမျိုး
with the Pugna you could actually swap this
+1 တယောက်လောက်ရှိရင်တော့
but either combo will be pretty strong. You have some crowd control shaman or just constant poke and harass with that Pugna. And these are some heavy spellcasters on the side of Liquid so far. So that Nether Ward is going to be quite annoying for them.
Saberlight hero. Dawnbreaker lah. No, Dawnbreaker I
actually don't know the answer to this. If you go Bloodsport, can Dawnbreaker not target the person inside the arena with her ult?
You know, it's so funny you asked me that because I was just playing yesterday and I had a Mars on my team who asked the exact same question and I said, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I did see it happen, so I don't have an answer for you, Ricky. We're gonna find out.
Dawnbreaker lah.
I think you can't.
I don't think you really. Okay, it was like in theory it's a targeted spell. So
အဲ့ဟိုနေပစ်ဆဲတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့သူကကျတော့ဟိုလိုမျိုးကြီးဒီကောင်က catch တော့မကတ်ဘူးကောင်ကျတော့ဒီလိုဘယ်လိုလဲတူတူကြီးရဲ့ပုံစံမျိုးလားလို့ကောင် catch တာဒီကောင်ကတော့ view အများဆုံးပဲလက်ရှိ CS ကိုဟော official တက်ပုံများ
like you said you have to target it
so I
don't say no. However, you have
Nisha ပတ်နော်တပ်ပတ်တော့ဖြစ်
you have disruptor vision spell like I don't think it'll be that hard to see inside the arena if he does go Bloodsport. But it could make a difference here and there. Anyways, not gonna matter because we're gonna have a Brewmaster picked up who has not been the most popular. But a lot of times when the offlaners are starting to get banned out, or some of his counters like the Sven already banned out, so this might have been preemptively thought out here. This hero has made a couple appearances. You've got the natural dispel, which is versus Decrepify. I mean, of course, you need level 6.
But that's natural hero ကျန်နေသေးတယ်နော်ပြောမှဆို Spirit ကတော့လက်ရှိတောင်းဝကျင်းနေတာ Group စိတ်မှာပွဲတိုင်းနိုင်တာပေါင်ကတော့ရှုပ်လို့မရဘူး TI သွားဖို့အတွက်ကိုအဲ့လိုဒီချာလေး form ကြအောင်လုပ်နေလို့တော့အောင်မရတယ်ဒါမှမဟုတ် mega stand နေနဲ့
But now Yatoro's got the counter.
အော်ဟုတ်တာပဲဒီနေ့ကမဟုတ်ဘူးကျွန်တော်တောက်လျှောက်ကြီးဖြစ်နေတော့သူကဂျားမှာဘယ်လောက်မှမနာဘူးဗျ online ပွဲဆိုတော့15မိနစ်လောက်ပဲနားတော့ကျွန်တော်သမင်းစားလိုက်တော့ဒီဘက်မှာမေ့သွားတာစတော့ဟုတ်တယ်နော်နောက်ပွဲကျမှ cyber score ကနေ show တော့မှာ
All right. Well, with dude, okay, hold on. Has he played Carry Muerta?
နောက်ပွဲကျမှ cyber score ကနေ show ပါ
Believe it or not, I think he has.
Oh. Okay, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, he played at one of the other games versus Game and Gladiators.
Oh, yep, there it is. You are correct.
Sven and Gyrocopter are pretty common to pick versus the Brewmaster. I'd say those are like some of the stronger heroes in the pool.
Gyro hero Chia
would have been makes a lot of sense.
Would have been if Sven hadn't been banned. Weaver, we actually saw Falcons play some Weaver carry, and that was
That's a Skitter classic. I could see it. Yeah.
Essentially,ထွက်လာမယ်လို့ထင်တယ်။ တော့နေကြ hero မဟုတ်ဘူး
Can play it.
Again,
that one's good versus Brewmaster. Oh.
အဲ့ကိုလည်းသိတော့သိရထင်ပါတယ်။ ban နဲ့ hero တွေကအစားပုံမှန်အဲ့လို meta hero တွေမဟုတ်ဘူးเนาะ။ Again တို့ Burata တို့
It's a classic Brewmaster counter. So we'll see what they do. I mean, the thing is like if you're Brewmaster, you don't have kill threat on this hero at level 6. That is one of the main reasons you pick Brewmaster is you get level 6, you're supposed to be able to dive and kill the hero. This hero, he can just Blade Fury TP. Like that's just the nature of the matchup, and at that point you're trading your ult for a Blade Fury TP and it doesn't feel really good. Templar Assassin slips.
Yeah, ရတော့ဘာ hero လေးနဲ့များပြအောင်မလဲ။တစ်ချက်တော့ show up.
Because he typically builds the Maelstrom, which a lot of other people just do not do. But I think there's a lot of times when it's a great item, and this is a game where you could very easily make a case for the Maelstrom into Mjolnir. For Spirit, are we gonna see is it 9th hero for this guy? Or how many different heroes has he played? This would be hero number 9, right?
8 heroes so far. Yeah, this would be the 9th hero.
ရတော့ hero ကြည့်ရမှာ bro ရတော့အဓိကရတော့ hero
Some good bans from Liquid though cuz
ဟုတ်ဒါပေမဲ့ခုနကကျွန်တော် cyber score ဖွင့်မှုနည်းနည်းနောက်ကျသွား
Alright, never mind.
Sorry, has he played who?
7လား7နာမည် ban ထားတယ်เนาะ Templar
Just gonna look at the list here really quick in terms of heroes that I
have stopped hearing you.
Remember traditionally being pretty good against TA. I mean, Troll's an interesting one because if he can actually get the net onto her, like the root, it's a pretty free one.
Pioneer စဉ်းစား
If you don't get the root,
အ crow 4လေးလောက်လိုက်မလားအမเนาะညီလေးဆော်ပါတယ်လို့မျိုး။အော် Morphling
be the Morphling.
It's better ပတ်တီတော့ပါတော့ပါတယ်
I think
เนาะ Templar တော့ငယ်နိုင်ပဲပြီးတော့ဒီဘက် Saberlight ရဲ့ကျွန်တော် Primary Street တွေပါခွဲလိုက်ရင်လည်း Morphling ဆိုတော့เนาะအရင်ကြီးတော့မနာ
number 9 put another check mark in the
all right.
Atoro
Morphling. 9 new heroes.
That's so nuts, man.
အတော် Morphling ဆိုတော့ねစိတ်ကူးတွေအားလုံးက Spirit ရှိရောက်သွားပြီ။ဟောဒါသူ့ရဲ့ hero ပြီးတော့
idea with the jug ban
အိမ်တစ်ခုရောက်ရင်ဒီ Morphling နဲ့ကဘလို့မှတော့ Templar နိုင်မှာမဟုတ်ဘူးเนาะ Disruptor ရဲ့ Scepter လောက်ထီးရလေရောက်ဖို့ဆိုရင်အနည်းဆုံးမိနစ်50ဆိုတော့ဒါကြီးကလည်းမသေးကြပြန်ဆိုပြောရတော့ခက်
Well, now you kind of got the same deal. This is a
ဘက်ကလည်း Nisha ပတ်ဟိုဘက်ကလည်း Yatoro Morphling เนาะ Yatoro Morphling ဘက်မှာတော့နည်းနည်းလေးပိုနေနေတယ်
So you kind of have to static storm him, and then you could kill him if you're.
Oh, ဘလောက်ပေါ့
He's also threatening versus Puck because you can copy the Puck and then silence the Puck himself, which is always a bit of a turnaround surprise. Like Puck is supposed to be the one doing that to you, and then Morphling turns it on you.
I'm
Discord's being a little sussy, I'll be honest.
Hold on,
I only heard like the last 12 seconds of what you said.
Nothing interesting.
But
Feel
I
free
was
to
nodding
repeat.
along, being like, wow, these are really good points. Absolutely. I completely understand what you're saying.
That's right.
No, I don't know. Just completely Discord went silent, so unlucky. Based on the drafts, though, where are you leaning? Do you like one of these more than the other? I knew kind of where you were going with the Morphling versus Brewmaster pick, so I kind of get the idea of what you were trying to say there.
I think I like Spirits draft maybe a little bit more. I just think
Bridge over
has a lot to do here.
Bridge over တော့နည်းနည်း
Toro.
တော့တော့ခက် Morphling Templar ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်ကြည့်တဲ့နီးရတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး objective လုံးလို့ကောင်းတဲ့ကောင်တွေနဲ့ဆို over သိမကြဘူးအဲ့တော့ Templar Morphling ပြီးတော့ Brew တွေ objective လုံးလို့ကောင်းတဲ့ကောင်တွေနဲ့ကိုပဲကြည့်တယ်ကွာကျွန်တော်တို့ duration over ender ကျွန်တော်မင်း all တွေက objective လုံးလို့ဘယ်လောက်ကောင်းလဲပေါ့ကောင်းတာများရင်တော့ကျွန်တော်က ender ကြိုက်ကောင်းတာနည်းရင်တော့ over ကြိုက်
I could see them having
ဒီပွဲတော့ ender တော့ကြိုက် Templar ရော Morphling ရော Morphling ဆိုရင်တော်တော်ကြီး objective လုံးလို့ကောင်း
also kind of needs to have a good start.
ဘာဆိုလဲ Templar ရဲ့ Brew ရဲ့နော်ဒီစေးပဲ objective တော့ကစိတ်ပူစရာမရှိဘူးနိုင်အောင်လောက်ချဆိုတော့ network တွေတာပြီးဆိုတော့တာဝါချိုးရတော်တော်လွယ်
It's actually a pretty good
တိုက်တာတော့ separate ကြိုက်တယ်ဒီပွဲ
and off of that maybe you can run a lot of momentum. But it's also very easy for me to see him having a bad laning stage and then just falling flat. So I think, yeah, maybe the first flood smokes, maybe the early laning stage will determine a lot for this game.
All right, well, let's do it. It is game number 1 of Spirit versus Liquid. It is the upper bracket finals here on the Fissure Universe episode 6. We're going to see Liquid making a deep rotation bottom, which this rotation is late smoke.
Or
like tier 1 to tier 2 area of the map, and see if they can maybe catch out the Morphling or a support who's going to be over there. But this is one of the best ways to punish a Morphling, because once he has like level 2 or level 3, this hero doesn't really die to this lane. Level 1, however, is still very, very, very susceptible to the damage.
Yeah, I like the chicken fingers pickup this game by Rue. I think both facets are viable, but I do think you need a little bit more lockdown yourself. We were talking about Liquid's lockdown for Morphling and Ember, but on the other hand, you need to make sure this Brewmaster isn't getting his ult off in fights. Same with this Puck. This is niche Puck, you know. It's going to be very scary.
Liquid ကြိုက်တယ်အမှန်တကယ် Liquid ဆော့တဲ့ပုံကြိုက်တယ်အရန်ဒီကောင်ကအားလေးပိုင်းချပြီးတော့ပျော်ပြမှုဆန်လို့ Liquid ကဘယ်တော့မှ Liquid ကမကေးဘူးသူတို့ဆော့ပေါ့က
Chain gang works for a while.
အဲ့လိုတတ်တလက်လက်တားစရာရှိတာချအဲ့လိုမျိုးမိုက်တယ်ဆော့တဲ့ပုံက
like your second or third item.
ကိုမကြိုက်တဲ့ကစားကွက်တွေအဲ့လို Gladiator တို့ Falcon တို့ငြိမ်ပြီးတော့အမားတွေနဲ့ဆိုတာ Liquid ဆိုကြည့်လိုက်ဘယ်တော့မှအမားကောင်တွေခေးကောင်တွေမဆော့ဘူး Liquid တို့ Thundra တို့တော့ပေါက်ကြိုက်တာ
say 90%.
Separate တောင်ဆော့ပေါက်တော့အလောက်မကြောက် Separate တို့ Parry တို့ကြတော့ဒါတို့ပုံစံမျှဖမ်းမယ်နော် Carry ပါအရင်မချဘူးမဲ့ Liquid တို့ Thundra တို့ကြတော့ဝိုင်းလို့ဝိုင်းစားလုံးဝ Carry ရလဲလာချအဲ့လိုပေါ့လေအဲ့လို draft တွေကိုကြိုက် Oh sorry အဲ့လို draft တောင်ပြအဲ့လို play style တွေကိုကြိုက် draft ဆိုလဲဒီကောင်တွေကအဲ့လိုမျိုးချလို့ကောင်းတဲ့ကောင်တွေနဲ့အဲ့ဘာလို့ပဲညာကြီး
Yeah, it's just like normally we see chicken fingers like picked against like illusion heroes, and so it confuses me a little bit, being that there's not really something that fits that bill.
Camera ဘယ်ညာလာပြောင်းနေတော့လို့လား
Absolutely need that extra like second of hex against the Puck, but we'll see what happens. Nothing else in terms of the facets really surprised me though. I really like Fear's voice line. This is S tier.
They're running through the voice lines. I think they mentioned some packet loss.
Yeah, I think they were saying Maposhko is having some internet issues earlier, right? So I'm not sure if it's
we are a
back or
boss
not, but
you need Maposhka to be on point here to get your Morphling off to a good start. So yeah, make sure that's all resolved. They did go for a smoke themselves. I'm curious where they're going to go, because Liquid clearly going in for that bottom play, set up some wards, maybe try to find that Morphling as he's coming to lane to get a good start, get a quick kill. But Spirit has right in the middle of the map, so they can go anywhere with this. I feel like you're also very interested in getting Morphling a good start, but I don't know if you'd expect to like smoke into your own jungle, as a Spirit here. So I feel like we might actually just see both teams miss each other and then nothing happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely that they'll connect on the smoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay like that.
Ready to pop it on the Puck. And both teams did go for like a later smoke, right? As opposed to like smoking in the fountain, they both moved all the way out onto the map before using it. Spirit literally just used it as the pause came out, so they've got a lot of time left. But Puck's not really the hero that you can easily grab, so.
Oh, they are going to pause. I say, the camera.
Life changes in Dota over time. Of course, some like free observers that everyone always purchased at the start, but now you just get them. Do you think Dota will ever give you for free at the start? It's so common to purchase, and it always has to be a support that purchases it.
That would be an
camera.
I do like it.
one free.
Yes, liquid ကတော့ကျွန်တော် online ကနေเนาะသွားပြီးတော့ quad တစ်လောက်နေတယ်
smoke your team buys in your inventory or like from the shop is free. This is a really deep wrap around from Liquid.
This is this is such a hype wrap around actually.
They're getting close
Yatoro,
to Morphling.
smoke's gonna pop. He's like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah, Yatoro first blood.
The whole side of Liquid has made the very long wrap around, and again, like we said, Yatoro on the Morphling, he's a tanky hero, but not really at level 1. It will be first blood. Goes the way of Insadia.
Easy first
chuckles as the pause comes out.
5 heroes.
Liquid စဉ်းစားရတဲ့ကွက်ကတော့ might တော့ might တယ်เนาะအဲ့ကိုပတ်နဲ့အယောင်ပြလိုက်တယ်ပြီးသွားတော့မှအောက်ကနေမှာ
Now okay, go ahead.
Remade.
Maposhka is so funny. Maposhka is so funny. I don't know if you guys have ever if you guys don't catch the interviews he does. This guy is low key. He's like relatively quiet until you do an interview with him, and then he always has.
ခုမှကလည်းဆောင်းကြီးဟုတ်တယ်မဟုတ်ဘူးနာ error တက်သွားကင်မရာဘယ်ညာမှာအခုလည်းဘယ်ညာမှာနေဆိုတော့ပြီးမှပြန် face တော့
He really is. He's very underrated.
လက်စရာလာဟုတ်တယ်
comedy.
လက်ကတော့ liquid မတော်ဘူး bro ဒီပွဲတော့ separate drop ကော separate လက်ကောပို့ကြိုက်တယ်ဒီပွဲတော့
All right.
ဒီက let's be more fling နဲ့တည်းမှာ separate ဖြစ်သွား
We love
အော်
that.
တို့တွေပေး
It's
တဲ့
all
ဆောင်း
about the vibes.
တခြားမှတကယ်လဲလို့ဖြစ်နေတာပါပဲเนาะ
Talking about making sure Saberlight.
တခြားမှတကယ်ဆောင်းတို့တွေပေးတဲ့ဆောင်းနေ
so the
တင်နေရ
first
တိတ်
blood
ကောင်းတာ
is
မ
gonna
ဟုတ်
go a long way
ကဲ
towards
အဲ့တော့
It does
ဘောတော့ဒီပွဲတော့မထည့်တော့ဘူးเนาะ AC လေးပဲကြည့်တော့မယ် liquid separate အဲ့တော့ကြည့်ရမယ်အတိက liquid ကိုကြည့်နေတာကောင်းနေ separate ကိုချင်းစောနိုင်လောက်လားပေါ့လက်ရှိက parry လောက်ရှိနေတာ separate နဲ့ချင်းစောမယ်တဲ့
And the extra gold to make the difference. Looks like
အပေးထားရလဲတဲ့ separate bro
They didn't like his jokes. They stuck around
အာ
there.
ဒီပွဲကထက်ရှော့ပြန်ပြီ
through, and they're gonna get a second kill. Ask for
That's a
another
really
remake.
deep ward placed. So that's pretty big. Both supports starting the game with a kill. Now, obviously, you would have liked, one of your cores to get the first blood, but I mean, I think you take it if you can get it. And for Liquid, that's going to be a lot of extra resources going into these lanes. Maybe some early boots, depending on how they want to play this. But a lot of times, it ends up just being mana in the form of like tangos and clarities, or mangoes and clarities, and then some tangos and salves. Maybe you get like a Bassi, if you're really feeling spicy.
I think if you were a different hero than Disruptor, you might, but he used so much mana on these kills and then teleporting to lane that
exactly.
You've got to get some upfront mana. So yeah, he's got 2 mangoes and a clarity on the courier.
Uh-oh. Nisha has like 4 creeps chasing him, and he's just running at Morel. Does need to be careful, though. Will jaunt on over across the river. His bottle's still a little bit away, so we'll be at a regen disadvantage at least.
လက်ရှိရတယ်ဒီမှာ morphling ရမှာ now what takes on now round ဖြစ်တာ creeping takes ဆုံးမယ်
Ooh, unfortunate on those 2 last hits.
Yeah, and he will not have the bottle for the 2-minute rune, so opting for a little bit more stats. Also just really struggling to get last hits, focusing a lot more on the actual harassment of the Ember Spirit, but I mean, as you can see the matchup, he's 11-3 to 6-1. He's actually owning in CS.
Yeah, gonna get 2 water runes too. So a little out of the norm for Nisha.
A 3 လေးလုံးမှာ creeping သွားနေနေတာเนาะ liquid က Yeah.
On the side lanes.
ERN chain
Going
အဲ့ marine မဟုတ်ဘူးเนาะစွတ်မပြင်းနဲ့ marine လောက်မလွယ်ဘူး marine ဆိုရင်ဒါတေချာပေါက်နှိမ့်နေပြီအမ
bloods.
မှန်ပါเนาะအဲ့တခုက
Went to the support.
marine တော့ဖြစ်တယ် sorry
Although these are 2 supports.
Hello
that
there,
are-
Paul Emma.
It's pretty nice to have a strong start.
တမန် sure တော့မလို့အောက်မှာလည်း
Oxy Dark Willow is
Oh,
definitely
we
one that
repair
you
up here.
can.
အဲ save လိုက် sure ပြီ
I think he might be dead.
ဒီကဘာလဲဆိုတော့ natural queen နဲ့
He
တ
does
ပရက်က
that.
ပုံမှန်ဆိုရင် lane ထဲမှာပွဲတိုင်း lam ကနှိမ့်နေဒါပေမဲ့ဒီ stand နေနဲ့ကျတော့ lane မှာမနှိမ့်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါဆိုးတာ တပရက်ကိုအဲ့ကြောင့်လည်းအခုချိန်ကြီး separate ကတပွဲမှမရှုံးသေးရလဲဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်နိုင်
Really using the puckish
တယ်အရင်တော့မက်အနေနဲ့ဆော့တယ်ကွာသူတို့အဆင်ပြေတယ်အဲ့တော့အခုကျတော့မက်ကမနှိမ့်ဘူးဆိုတော့ဆော့ရတာကြီးပို့လွယ်နေတော့
That's so funny. They did a pull here. The centaur creep came low.
Where is the best carry for
and
now ရ
Oxy
တော်တော်
was
စစ်
gonna
တယ်
use shadow
ကိုတော့
Realms
စစ်တန်းနဲ့ပဲ
for the
ကို
last
ကြိုက်
hit,
ကတော့
So Pugna decrepified.
စစ်တန်းနဲ့ကပူမိုက်တယ်လို့ထင်ရတယ်ကိုတော်တော်
Yatoro could get there to get the last hit. It's those little small plays that really do earn you the gold advantage over time. But it's always fun to see these like high-level plays that.
ငါကြည့်အောင်နီရှာတောင်ပတ်နေကိုနီရှာပတ်ဆိုတော့တော်တော်ကောင်းတာပါနီရှာပတ်တော့မနိုင်ဘူးဟမ် separate get stand เนี่ยဟုတ်တယ်ဟာ
because they are already looking really good for Spirit and pretty incredibly rough
ငါကတော့ခုံလုံနေပြီငါ
all three in terms of
ဟောနေမကောင်းလေးဖြစ်လိုက်တယ်ခုံလုံသွားပြီဒီကောင်
pretty fast like Templar Assassin is a little bit ahead of the Mars but
နီရှာမစ်ပါ
this is,
ဖေး
you
နေ
know, a hero that you pick into this lane to counter it. Saberlight does have a fairly large wave coming under his tower right here, so if he does manage to secure the ECS, this will help a lot. Let it, come on, you got this, you got this. Okay, we're gonna look away. We're gonna look away. Insane topside taking a beating here from Rue. So much damage coming out from the Shadow Shaman, and that will be a kill.
ဟုတ်တယ် Yellow Submarine က separate junior လေ collab တို့အဲ့ရာတူတို့လေ separate အဲ့ Yellow Submarine ကလာတာပဲ
Spirit just laning really well here. I can't say I'm too surprised because this is the downside of Disruptor. He's not.
ကောင်းနေငယ်ဘွားအသင်းမဲ့တာ
TA is pretty strong on her own, but
ရငါ၄កောင် DC
internet issues for sure.
အဲ့တော့ဟိုက standing မို့လို့နော်အဲ့ကောင်ကသူအိမ်ကစော့နေတဲ့ကောင်မို့လို့ဟမ်ဟိုမှာကန်းကမီးပြောက်သွားတယ်
You're doing pretty well. You may not know. He's feeling it. Dude. He stands in for Spirit. He's like, I'm undefeated. I can do this. I'll maintain the record on my own.
Dude, it's so funny because he's actually completely owning mid, and he's just like, yeah, I know I'm winning mid. I'm down.
I'm excited to see where Morel goes in the future.
I told you, there's no way he's not getting poached after this. They haven't just been like winning and like he's kind of just along for the ride. He's been essential to every single game and he is owning. Like this guy is going up against the literal best mid laners in the world and beating them most of the time.
Yeah,
it's been very impressive.
Nice.
Doing a great job.
ပွဲလေးကကောင်းနေတာလာ post.
Truly one of the best mid players out there. Now, of course, it's not just for the laning stage itself. Nisha managed to come back in a lot of bad situations. That's part of why he earned such a good reputation.
Oh, that was a very nice bramble from Boxy. It was close to getting away there, but just enough slow off the Cinder Brew allows them to set the bramble, get the ignite. Not really a combo we see that often, which is interesting.
And get some early earn charges.
ကျန်တဲ့ပွဲတော့မသိဘူးအောင်နီရှာပတ်ကိုအဲ့လိုထိန်းနိုင်တာတော့ကြိုက်
Mid lane, they know Boxy is here. He TP's in, the bramble's on the mark.
ဟောနီရှာမလာဘူးအောင်လေ Nishaရောက်လာတေးပြီ
to have to make the long walk back home. Has no TP to get back to the lane, so we'll see.
အမေနီရှာလည်းအခုမှသူ TP ကြလာတာဆိုတော့သိရမလား risk မယူရဲတာလည်းဖြစ်တော့ဖြစ်
He should, yeah, he should.
TP မရှိဘူးဒီကောင်
about 5 seconds extra.
I don't think he'll make it for the rune though.
Yeah. 6 minutes. It spawns.
It just got a separate bro.
Anyway, so unlucky there for Nisha.
That's so annoying for Liquid. Like, man, rotate everyone in, cancel the mid laner's TP, don't even get a rune out of this. What the heck? Well, that's just how the RNG goes sometimes. Taking a look for what stacks are going on here. And she does have an observer in that triangle. So he could always go and just absorb some farm.
Oh, I was going to say maybe they'll make a play for collapse here, but a nice shackles out from Rue will get a lot of damage back over to Zania.
I'm a glimpse
does end up sending collapse back. He has to throw the spear to make some space for himself.
အမေရတူရောရ free နေတယ်နော်ဒီပေးရ
play there from Liquid getting a lot of damage into
ကို fan to fan brew လည်းမစိုးပါဘူး Saberlight လည်းကျွန်တော် number ကတော့များတယ်အကုန်လုံးကဒါကိုယ့်ကို AC လေး fan နေကြရဲဆိုတဲ့အနေတာ
Since he survives, Rue has the ability to just walk back, collect it. One wisdom shrine for each team. Saberlight's going to be the one that grabs the other as he needs to get to his level 6.
He's got it now. So this is where most carries would start getting really scared and have to consider just leaving the lane. Ooh, can you get the spear back? No, there's the
Ember, guaranteeing 2 man. Saberlight လည်းရောက်တော့ရောက်လာပြီ left
Saberlight makes the rotation looking
တော့တစ်ချက်ဆိုရင်တော့
maybe
ရတယ်
hold
ဟုတ်
down
for one
collapse they've got him a cycle
Saberlight ကောင်းသွားတာကွာဒီ
gonna
backup
try and
က
chase underneath the tower and now with Puck actually doesn't take the jaunt to the orb maybe not feeling like it's essential he's gonna try and shackle up some of these Duelings, but they've got the damage Saberlight as well as Nisha will finish it off 2 heroes dead on the top side they do have a catapult here as well as Mirel will grab himself the Invis rune in mid. Not the most powerful one, but can make a difference for sure. Nisha.
အမေဒီကတော့ဆရာကြီးကတူရူကတော့ဖတ်နေတော့မယ်ဟုတ်မှာအေးစေးဒါပေမဲ့အပေါ်မှာလဲကျွန်တော်တို့ liquid အနေနဲ့တော့ Saberlight ရောက်လာနေမထူးတော့ tower တွေပါဟဲနေပြီအဲ့မှာ Morphling ကျလာပြီဟောဒါတော့ရာတူရဲ့ကောင်းတဲ့အချက်တွေတွေကပေါ့လေနော်စိတ်တန်းနဲ့ရှင်လိုက် TP ပါကျတာဒီကောင်ကအဲ့မအောင်ဆိုင်တဲ့ကောင်လို့လို့ backup ကလည်းကြာသေးတယ်
slowed up by the TA trap but there's going to be the decrep and with 5 heroes from Spirit surely Saberlight does not get out of this one glimpse once again to try and make some space but not enough
အော်မူအော်နော်ရာတူတော့ TI နားနေပြီဆိုတော့တေကောင်းနေတာလက်ရှိအဲ့တော့နောက်တော့ပို့ပြီးတော့ fat တော့ဖောက်သွားပြီ backup ကြားလိုက်ရတယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့ hero game 2កောင်လောက်ရလိုက်တယ်မို့အဲ့တော့အေးဆေးပဲနော်နောက်တော့၄တောင်တုံးတာသိဆုံးပဲ
a lot of potential to take over the game even though Morphling is not considered to be in the greatest spot in the meta overall
ဒါတော့ခုမှ recover
they last pick him they decide this is one of those rare Morphling games that we want to grab him he's going to have the Vlads already done and make his way over to the Manta and once he has the Manta I think you have to static storm him to kill him I think it's just too easy for him to dodge everything else especially someone like Yatoro
100% yeah you don't have a choice like the second you have static storm online I think you're making the play for the Morphling I think you already have some answers for the Puck or I'm sorry for the Ember with the Puck and you know bringing in any of these other heroes but the Morphling like you said not really easily dealt with so I would like to see them make that rotation with the static storm of Disruptor the downside is he's very under leveled I think he did not get the benefit of the Wisdom Shrine
that's true they gave it over to
it went to Saberlight
so then it might have gone over to Boxy
oh my
yeah I didn't quite see who was lower level at that point but yeah, as we hit 10 minutes, he is still... I mean, he's almost 5, but that means there's a full level to go right after that. And the support combo is strong. Bedlam plus Static Storm is a kill just between supports. Terrorize plus Coil is very strong. So you do want to get the level 6s for these supports.
Bruce နဲ့ပါဆိုတော့ mid တာပါချိုးလို့ရတယ်နော်ဒီချိန်က
Slightly less...
Saberlight ပါ mid ကိုဝင် join ပြီးတော့အဲ့လို drink coin နေပါနေတေးတေးချာချာလေး try မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ရတော့ရတယ်
Still needs his...
Saberlight playing some ring around the rosy here with Yatoro. He has brewed up that he can throw here, so I don't really think he's in trouble. Like he's got 4-point Cinder Brew. Ends up being a lot of evasion and movement speed on the wind stance if he wants to use it. But this is a very farm focused Brewmaster, right? Anytime you go those 4-point Cinder Brew. Topside collapse. He's just going to be stuck inside of the kinetic field. Tries to throw a spear. Now he will
ဆရာပြီနော် Saberlight ရဲ့ rotation နေရတကယ်ကို collect တော့ဟုတ်ပြဿနာဖြစ်နေတာပေါ်လမ်းမှာအဲ့ဒါမဲ့နောက်မှာတပြုတ်ကြီးတော့ရောက်လာပြီပြီးရ collect မသေးတော့ဘူး
Great save here from this
Yeah, drink one 3 man တော့ဒီကြားမှာပဲအဲအမလက်ကွယ်ကောင်းကောင်းကြီးတော့ဆိုင်ပြသွားပြီเนาะဒီဘက်မှာကျွန်တော်ရှမန်းမှာတက်ရကဲကောင်းနေပါတယ်ကွာအဲ့တော့ဒီပွဲတော့ Saberlight ကိုချီးကျူးရမှာเนาะ Saberlight ရဲ့အဲ့ roaming နေသူရဲ့ primal spray ရတိုင်းဆောင်းဝင်း impact များဟာနီရှာကလည်းအဲ့ stat တွေပဲ buff ဖန်နေရတာတော်တော် recover ဖြစ်သွားပြီ
They had to work really hard for that Mars kill and it was pretty close at the end. This is where taking that tier 1 tower early does pay off. It slows down the rotations from Spirit by just enough to make sure you get the first kill, helps to snowball into the future kills, which now you get the huge reward of the stack steal.
Liquid ကွာအဲ့ rotation ရတော့တော်တော်ကြီးကောင်းသွားပြီ
Of just a few ancient creeps.
စတက်တွေလည်းအများကြီးပဲ hero key လည်း3កောင်ရတယ်
was free farming.
ဟောဒီဘက်က Atoro ထိန်းနိုင်ရပြီ Desert ဘာမှမသွားဘဲနဲ့ကျွန်တော် Scepter 10 rush နဲ့ rush လိုက်ကျုပ်ရတဲ့ခါရဲအဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့ပို့ပြီးနိုင်ခြင်းများတယ်ဒီပွဲနိုင်ဖို့ဆရာကြီးကိုမ Mercedes round နဲ့ထဲလိုက်ရပြီ
I feel like that was all of the stacks that Spirit has made except for maybe if Morphlings made some but that was like a 4 or 5 stacked hard camp and like a 3 or 4 stacked ancient camp, all going to the side of Liquid. So they build themselves about a 1,000 net worth advantage off of this. It's not the most. It's not like it's insurmountable by any means, but denying that from, say, you know, the Mars or the Ember or the Morphling is a big deal. Mid lane, Nisha needs to be careful here.
Oh,
last second.
I think he was looking to break a smoke. I think he knew something was up there.
Yeah, fortunately, catching sight of the Shadow Shaman just before he gets in range of the Hex.
Yeah.
Thank you.
ဒီချက်ဒီဘက်တော်တော်စတက်တွေစားတာကွာဟိုဘက်ကစတက်တွေသွားစားလိုက်နော်သူစတက်တွေသူစားလိုက်နေဟာမင်းမအရန်နေသွားတယ်ဆိုပေမဲ့လက်ရှိက network 1000နီးပါးလောက်ပြန်ပြတ်သွားပြီ
Thank you creeps but you're
ဟော recover fan ကခဏပဲအဲ့တော့လက်ရှိမှာ Team Liquid ကအဲ့ဒီရှားလေးတော်တော် stable ဖြစ်လာတယ်
that allows you to make some quick escapes like that one.
They also like slightly body blocked the Shadow Shaman. Like, the second his smoke broke, they pathed over to him, and he bonked one of the creeps, which is actually what makes the difference between him getting the shackles or not. So, or just like the hex off or not, you know?
Ooh,
so you're right.
You guys can see it right
creeps.
now.
Big deal.
In front of the Roche pit, Miposhka just placed a ward. There's a new kind of like cliff spot. I don't know how new it is, but I've just been seeing it more. It's actually very difficult to see from the high ground. You have to move like really far in. I think we're going to pan over it soon. But that's a good one to use in your pub games, guys, if you're watching.
Rule Yero Submarine ခေါ်တာပဲကောင်းနေ second သိရပဲ
How rude of you to think anyone buys wards.
Fekon Babon တော့မပြတော့ bro.
I know my one guys out there. Let's go.
They're free.
Energy မချန်လောက်တော့2နာရီတည်းရဆိုတော့ရိုင်းသွားလောက်
Why are there 4 in the
TI အတွက်နည်းနည်းအားချန်လာ TI ညမှာဟဲ
It's just a mystery to me. We'll never know.
All right, Miposhka's been getting to work on this tower. I mean, look at that. By himself, almost finishing the job here, forcing Nisha to be here.
Just Pugna things.
Just Pugna things. He's probably got the highest building damage in the game right now.
Maybe behind Saberlight.
True. Saberlight
right,
has rotated around.
Yeah, because he did a lot of damage to that top tier one. As Nisha's hunting in the jungle here, want to quickly remind y'all you can go ahead and follow Fissure by typing exclamation point F in chat. F
အဲ့ပြောင်းလို့ဘို့ပြက်ပြီးအော်ဒါမဲ့နောက်မှာ cliff နဲ့ပဲချက်ချင်း disruptor ခေါင်းလုံးတော့ကယ်ပေးလိုက်ပြီးတော့ပဲ rules နေနဲ့နော်ပြန်မပေးရတော့မှဒီနေရတော့ပေါင်းသွားပြီဟဲ့
Not technically his own.
အဲ့တော့ early game ကတော့ liquid တော်တော်ကြီးတော့ဟုတ်တယ်နော်စောနေတဲ့အနေကဲ mi push ကောက်ပါထပ်တိုက်မယ် saver လိုက်စစ်ရှိတယ် Permit ခွဲလိုက်မလား Hell အော်နောက်က Pagana စီတော့သွားရဲဆိုပေမဲ့ saver လိုက် Permit တွေချားမှာပဲဒီဘက်ကနော် mi push ကောက်ပါထပ်ရပြီ tower လေးပါဆက်ဖြုတ်အောင်မှာဒီနေရတော့
is dead. They have made every single rotation with this Brewmaster matter. Huge team fight wins into objectives. This one, not like you could, you know, it's just one kill, but you get the tower.
Yeah, that's a really fast deso too, off of that stack steal that we saw earlier. So get some deso charges and helps you finish that tower.
Let's hear liquid တော်တော်ကြီးချိန်နေကောင်းနေပြီ Yadoro ထိန်းနိုင်ပွဲပြီးပြီ
Uh-oh, Saberlight. No ult anymore.
နည်းနည်း mid ကောနော် off ကောကတော့တော်တော်လေး impact กว่าဒီပွဲမားဆောင်နည်းနည်းလောက်ကွက်ပြောင်းနေအဓိက Templar ဖြုတ်သွားတာလည်းပါ Templar ရဲ့ pack ကဆိုဒီမှာထိန်းရမယ့်ကောင်တွေကမတန်ဘူးကောတွေကဟိုဘက်က Templar ဆိုတဲ့ refreshing နဲ့ဆိုတော့ arena ထဲမှာဖြတ်လို့မရဘူးပတ်ဆိုလဲအပီးကဘလုံးမသုံးဖို့မလွယ်တာနဲ့အဲ့တော့ impact ပြောင်းနေ collab
I'm really happy to see a Brewmaster that is relevant right in the game. So right now he is on his way to his Radiance after finishing the Vessel. Really good pick like timing on some of these items. He's still got some work on this Radiance to do, about 2,000 gold, but I mean he's ahead of the mid lane Ember and the off lane of Mars.
Yeah, I think the important thing too is just it's not strictly the net worth that you have to have, but the playmaking and space from a Brewmaster, right? So even if he was poor, but he was drawing a lot of attention and all that, right? Then that's pretty good. The downside is just when you see those Brewmasters and they're just AFK farming to catch up, that's the problem. But Saberlight here has been very active. He's not the most farmed on his team, but he's been He's been using his ultimate pretty much off cooldown, using the Spirit
Saberlight ကတော့ဖမ်းလို့တော့ကောင်းတော့တယ်။ Saberlight ကစစ်မရှိဘူးနော်။ဒီချိန်တက်ရတာကောင်းဆုံးပဲ
We've got the Witchblade on the puck. I believe he has another item being delivered.
All right, they will find themselves the Brewmaster. Saberlight does finally die. They've got
ဒါပေမဲ့မ Ember ကြီးတော့ပြန်ပေးလိုက်ရတယ်
But you lose Mirel in mid lane on the Embers.
ဟုတ်တယ်အောင်ရေးရတူပြနေပြီ platform ပြောင်းပြီးတော့ wave နဲ့3 versus တွေပါ1ကုန်ပြီဒီကောင်တယောက်ယောက်ထိန်းမှတော့ရမယ် platform ရှိသေးရနော်ဟာဟဲ့အတူတူရမရတော့ခေါ်မှုတွေအရင်អွန်နေပြီဒီဘက်မှာကဲ wave တော်သေးလို့နော်အလေးမပါလို့ကောင်းလိုက်တာရအောင်ရတူတူဆော့နေ
But we're seeing why Yatoro is very scary on this Morphling.
Why the Morphling into Puck is also quite good.
Winner ပါ TI winner လား TI winner တော့နေကမာတို့
Still a bit of time.
နေကမာတို့ပါတော့
me push coming in. You're not making it. I guess technically he made it, but got glimpsed out. That's actually why you need the Spirit Vessel right there. If he had the full healing, that would have taken ages.
Yeah, I feel like it was... It's one of those things that, like, if you don't actually address Pugna in terms of items, he's just actually too good.
နားလိုက်တာတမ်ပလာပြတာရှိုးလိုက်အောင် ဒါမဲ့ဒီဘက်မှာရတူတို့ပါပါတော့ပါလာပြီ
But can they bring down boxing? The Curse Crown will stun them up.
ဘလက်ကိုပြန် try လို့ဆိုတက်ပါတယ်နော်လုံးပါလက်ကတော့လက်ရှိတို့တိုင်သမျှဗတ်တဲ့တိုင်းမှာတော့တောက်လျှောက်နိုင်နေတာတွေ
Get a little bit more scaling on your TA Deso as well. More traps set up on the enemies. You gotta be very careful about jumping a Shadow Shaman aggressively. There's a very easy hex shackles behind enemy lines that will lead to your death. So he's gonna play it safe. He's actually gonna cube a BKB on the puck this game. Not a common item to see this early, but I think he recognizes the danger of the Shadow Shaman, but also the Nether Ward.
တန်နေတော့ကျွံသွားပြီထင်တယ်သွားပြီဟောနေချက်တာတော့နည်းနည်းကျွံတာပြုတ်သွား
He got baited so hard. Okay, this is one of those deaths that is really costly because if you lose more heroes,
ဒီနာပါထက်ရှိတယ်
I don't think you can
ကဲအဲ့တော့ရတူတို့ကေးထက်ရမယ်
just
နော်
taking Roshan and now
I'm stop ပဲတကယ်ပါမရဘူးရတူတို့စစ်တန်းနဲ့နှစ်ကောင်ရဲ့အားပြိုင်မှုရဒီနေ့ TI မှာဆောင်းစိတ်ဝင်ကဒီ carry နှစ်ကောင်ကဘယ် carry နဲ့ရှင်ရှင်အဲ့လို level ကြီးတာ sorry ပုံကကောင်းတယ်အဲ့တော့လက်ကကလည်းအခုဒီပွဲဆိုရင်เนาะသူတို့အကုန်လုံး battle တွေနိုင်တယ် rotation တွေလည်းမိုက်တယ်ပါကြတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ရာတူတို့ network ကိုမထိန်းနိုင်ဘူးเนาะအဲ့တော့ဒီအတိုင်းပဲဒီပွဲကလည်း more play တော်တော် game ကောင်းနေတဲ့အနေထားဆိုတော့ late game ကတော့မလွယ်ဘူး liquid တော့ this sort of scepter ပါမှပဲရမှာ
Okay, that's a nice.
အဲ့ more play ထိန်းဖို့
Do you think they because like basically this is one of those games where you could argue that both teams can take Roshan and both teams can take Tormentor. So I'm curious if we will see teams make a play for them. Saberlight almost has his Radiance, which makes sense as to why some of these plays bottom are not going successfully because you are missing the Brewmaster and he is a big part of that early team fight. And the Radiance is something you do need to prioritize picking up. It looks like they are going to make the play here for the Tormentor. Mickey stuck in a animation. We love that one.
I actually think, yeah, that's true, but I also think, you know, Nisha went a little far on that play and got killed on his own, so that opened up the opportunity for Spirit. I think you are in a holding pattern until Radiance is finished, which is now. So now you look for a fight and then take whichever objective you want. Rosh or Tormentor.
Rosh, right? Like if you take the fight near Roshan and you have any of the brew split left, it's pretty.
Radiance
Saberlight walking on the high ground. Glimmer Cave. They actually do find Maposhka. Happen to just be right on the other side of the tree, so he did not see them making their way up. And that's a really nice kill to take down first. Collapse will get glimpsed. In some trouble. Vessel is there. They should have the damage to bring it down. No BKB quite yet. It's close, but not quite yet finished. Root will make it to safety. Doesn't say he have another glimpse. Not for 5. The question is whether or not they will go searching for him on the high ground.
No, I don't think you do. I think you just take that opportunity to go do Roche. That is a nice glimpse off of a unusual observer that is at the tail end. So Spirit might come out looking for this and unfortunately won't find it if they don't check in the next 30 seconds.
Tambala, a little bit.
They're trying to get the Wisdom Shrines first. I actually thought they would just beeline it to it without the Mars, because both teams were respecting that there are some good ultimates around Roche Pit. You have Nether War.
Yeah, Roshan or Charlton, no. Tambla Roshan, yeah, no. Similar to share the
funnel air-to-air area for Spirit, whereas on Liquid you got the Static Storm, the Coil, Terrorize, all of that. Here we go. Looks like they were just waiting for, I don't know, maybe one more item.
Man, Roshan is beat it.
They just wanted to fix the lanes. Like mid lane was at the tier 2, bottom was like approaching tier 2. So I think they just need to get the lanes out. Like, because once you have Radiance on Brewmaster, you can tank this indefinitely, right? Brood up plus Radiance, it's a stupid amount of evasion. So Saberlight does not mind. That will be Aegis for Nisha on the puck, which I really like this decision because it is going to be Nisha who is going in aggressively and likely going to be.
Separate through time, no. Is it separate party real quick? The counting carry time is so normal. Is it a fan?
The Morphling becoming
quite fan
that is another great way of dealing with it. But for now, I don't think either the Brewmaster or the Templar Assassin are too threatened. Like, they are really tanky right now with how they have built and how high level they are.
I think it's also Puck who is your initiator. So some games you have someone else, you know, like
a
off lane who can go in first and make things. And
so, Bomale, or Dance Brain in a tower up here, not trade hard. But I was separate by no go bowling, no? The only who are two like the two like, no, leggings Sweden near Maro, the get separate might.
Split off and doesn't.
IPI by the separate low in low. On hello. Cardin, no, who are like the low lies, so someone team spare by.
Second Aegis will probably go to the TA as part of sieging the high ground. But this first one, Puck can now zoom everywhere.
Butterfly is online for the Morphling. That's a big one. So I've got a question. How do you address the Butterfly pickup on the TA? Do you just rely on your team's magic damage, or do you have to go back for MKB now? Because I feel like without an MKB, yeah, I was like, I don't know if you have enough damage. Is that a? Did I also see BKB on him?
Yeah, he finished the BKB. So you kind of ignore Morphling to some degree if you can clear out the other heroes, and then you get the Morphling.
He's building BKB on Morphling. He's not quite.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Mickey.
Yeah, I saw Mickey's. Yeah.
Morphling going to get to work on his own BKB so that he doesn't have to worry about the Static Storm. Liquid trying to set up on this triangle area. Everywhere they're interested in playing, top tier 2 towers, mid tier 2 tower, and then the eventual poke at the high ground. I actually think we won't see them push too hard unless they manage to win a big fight. Which is breaking out right now.
Time be wabi, Aegis in it. Same up, Bamla. Morphling me wabi. This spread that connected be set as wrong name. The Caribbean Wamla Rotia, Morphling. Oh, Mapia, they will be. Hey, remember stand? Mapia Wow, now so change you. Templar, found by the champion. Oh, now a silence. Yeah, try back again. Not Templar, piano, Peter P. Yeah, you know, but down, separate. There is a show, no?
Oh, but yeah. Liquid, a dieback on the Shadow Shaman.
There's a man if I'm busy.
I thought
I'm flying him. They're wine to me. But they said this wrong.
Buyback pays off.
So
he got just enough evasion procs with his Butterfly to keep him alive, because he also managed to switch to strength before the Static Storm hit. So that kind of counters the Static Storm damage and the other slower damage coming out from like Spirit Vessel and Radiance, and then just enough Butterfly procs to stay alive versus this TA Deso, at least until this MKB is done.
Yeah, he tanked over 4,000 damage on the Morphling in that fight.
Yeah, there BKB low wabi, you know. Sitting there, တဲ့မှာဒီကောင်တေချာမလုပ်လိုက်ရ
Still
တော့
kept the
ဒီစင်း
Aegis
က
alive,
ဆက်ပြ
so
တန်း
you still
စု
have
မ
a
လောက်
minute
ကြည့်
if
ရ
you
မယ်
want to
ဒီမလောက်ပြီး
try to repeat
ဟော
that.
ဒဲကာတွေဘာတွေအဲ့လို
In a way,
တ
that's
လ
a
န်း
little
တွေ
bit
ဘာ
more
တွေမတော့အဘယ်
favorable
နဲ့
because that was Spirit starting the fight.
Maposhka on the run here, tries to survive here with this Glimmer Cape, is going to go ahead and immediately go for the Life Train. Insania should be here to cancel it. Static storms him, actually. Thought he was just going to, like, glimpse it.
လေဂိမ်းကတော့တာတယ်
cancel
ပြောရ
the
မယ်
Life
ဆို
Train, but it's
Break
all right.
out, drop go
Blink
up.
Collapse will get found here. Very nice jump in from Boxy, and that will force the first... Was that the first BKB of the Mars? I think he... Or is it the second?
He
That
used
was
it
the
earlier
second.
in
Okay,
that
he
fight.
had it in the last fight. Okay, yeah.
How hard you can push now as Liquid, because I do feel you need the Static Storm to have a chance at killing the Morphling.
နောက်တော့တန်းကြီးတော့เนาะ
We
ကမ်း
kinda
ဘက်
saw it
ပေါ်က
wasn't-
နည်းနည်းတော့
it's
ခတ်
not
တော့ခတ်
guaranteed when you use
19
Static
minutes.
Storm, which might also be why he's willing to do it. Like, well, you know, it doesn't change that much, guys. We still didn't kill him. So in a way, I think you could make a play, but I still think it helps in the chance that you do catch them off guard. Spirit now move and top themselves. I'm trying to find. I think they
Oh,
caught
yeah,
someone
back
on
in
the
that.
board earlier, but
Yeah.
they've
they saw
already moved
Maposhka
down
bottom.
here.
တမ်ဘလာတကွတကယ်ကြီးလုံနေပြီဟိုဘက်ကရာတိုရိုတစ်ခေါက်တည်းရနေជីជីတော့မှာသူတို့လုံးဝတပွဲလုံးအမားမရှိအောင်ဆောမှာရ
didn't even see the hero.
He
He
just
just
saw
saw
the
the
ward
ward come out and was like, wait a minute, and turned and dropped coil. So kind of a heads up play there from Nisha to figure out what was going on there. But he's level 20 now, so he will have his was it waning rift cooldown? Boxy.
ဟောသွားရတဲ့ idea နဲ့လည်းရာတိုရိုထိမ့်မဲ့ idea နဲ့ပေါ့စီလက်ပြပြောင်းပြ
He will go ahead and make a little bit of space, but does manage to get the kill. Liquid now up 12,000 gold, really having a great time on all of their cores, and even the supports starting to pick up some really important items.
I think once they hit the second Roche with the banner,
ဟုတ်တယ်
will give them a
Amber
lot of
Lamb
strength
ဟော Amber Lamb ဟို stand နေ
to break this high ground. I think they're just patiently playing around that, waiting for Blink on the Disruptor, so maybe you can now catch no longer the Morphling, because the BKB is going to be done as he finishes one more creep camp, but Ember Spirit opted for a Yules this game, which has been a lot of survivability, but it means no actual BKB.
ဒီ KB ပြီးသွားရင်တော့မှမလွယ်ဘူးနော် Morphling တော့ဟိုဘက်က3កုံလုံးက sound fan နေတာ offlane ရော mid ရောနော် carry ရောဘက်က
I really like that Nisha picked up a BKB himself.
Orange man နဲ့ sound များတယ် idea နေ
It is kind of just a necessity.
They're going to smoke up and see if they can find something right before Roche respawns. This would be a huge opportunity. We see Morphling's end games with the items he has off of one good play. So if you find a very fortunate fight here, could see something come up like that. They have all the tier 2s on Liquid though, so at least you're not going to lose the game off of one fight. You have to get through all of that, all the fortifies.
That scam
is so
value. It connects here. They know that Spirit are rotating in because this is where they're trying to make the fight. Saberlight and Mickey hiding here on the side. They will know.
Oh, Templar, choke can lay out. Yeah, jump. Tempia wabi, Tetana, Liquid. Dora and Yamawabi.
Saberlight will at least take down the Shadow Shaman Yutoro.
Oh, you have to repeat that. Naja, as a PIA, attention. Okay, Saberlight, Piampado.
Do they? Actually, they don't. Puck's abandoned the fight. He's going back to try and cut the waves.
Puxy. Oh, look at the
blink out here on the dark. Despite they had the vision to see the TA, and they just walked in and died.
Okay, they only Minia, no Minia, and then overconfident.
Yeah, so Liquid scanned it. They knew what was happening. They started to position for it. Saberlight was in a great position to break the smoke, but they didn't actually have vision set up quite yet to see that they broke the smoke. And then through the gaps in the trees, they see Mickey. So maybe if he was standing a little bit more to the side, it would have worked. But I think he was in the middle of placing a trap to get the vision to see what Saberlight moment. The most important kill, and I just don't think you can fight once.
Dang. I was really hoping we were going to see the start of this because I'm pretty sure TA did put a trap down and they saw the Shadow Shaman, but I'm wondering if he used the detonation on the hero, which detonates the closest trap, and it detonated the wrong one.
Yeah, Roshan Badero Roshan Badero Tamai, liquid got camber can.
I think it was too late.
I don't really get out of my I'm not quite out.
And got the head. And then the silence prevented the shackles, but everyone else came in and killed him before he could do anything.
Yeah, that is a moment of you wish you would just press the BKB type of scenario. Boxy hiding inside the Roche, but here smoke is gonna pop. They know about this now, as the side of Liquid will back away. I mean, this last fight gave them a ton of momentum back to the side of Spirit.
Roshan
areas of the map.
No 11 key that quantity. No 11 key tani is a feeling in so liquid. The Priga I call now.
Who got the
target? Don't see a load the air in there.
Went to Rue. Okay.
BKB saw you cheat out. Oh, Nisha. Not the Aegis. Yeah, only payment against a bay or who got BKB point out. But I know this break.
Stuck inside the Roche pit now is going to be that Pugna. They should. Wow, they actually can't cancel.
It's a like over a Judah. A football. Shama the Hopian Pia, Yaturua.
They do manage to take down the Shadow Shaman. But Yatoro will keep disengaging here. Orbs away. Does have the waning rift up to the high ground. Will get silenced. Orb silenced again. Spirit vessel is out, but another waveform to safety. Yatoro has got so much reach, but can they get in range for the glimpse?
Oh yeah, Nisha is another yeah, Jen, Pama Mia, what the man is another.
That is a clutch play right there.
Oh, Panya Pama Machiva, David, Pama Mong, Wayne, because another. I'm a mobile Aegis, yeah, why? Liquid got the Roy GG Roma. Yeah, if the liquid
gem on Brewmaster.
Yeah, that was their own gem. I think I saw their courier retrieve it. It was on the ground for a while, but I mean, understandable. In the heat of the moment of that fight, they didn't recognize it was dropped. Maposhka does sneak in to get the banner, but yeah, we'll get one more look at this Roche shield. This is why curveball is really useful. It just stays in the pit so long.
Trap down and
that's where the BKB also helps a lot on this puck. Jump in a little early, survive long enough to get the Aegis, then get out. Yeah, there's the gem drop, but there was 5 Brewlings sitting on top of it. They didn't see it.
Yeah. I will say, shout out to Maposhka for making his way into the Roche pit to secure the Roshan's banner. Too. He's like, guys, this item's actually important. I know some teams don't believe in it, but Team Spirit does.
Guys, can you believe Nisha jumped in and grabbed the Aegis instead of the banner?
You want to know about the Discord stepped up, Palaroma, Legging out, no? So I know what the room now.
3 minutes on.
Yeah, no more playing at the rolly and kind of thing.
Push the high ground. You got MKB on to TA to deal with the butterfly. You got Nullifier to deal with the Crepifies. You still have to respect the chain stun though, because Yatoro has the damage to kill anyone.
Puck has the Aegis, kind of baiting here a little bit.
He is never
Spirit doesn't know that he really didn't have any backup. His team was very far away.
Oh, Latora.
Oh boy.
Or perhaps they couldn't react.
What can anybody I'm talking
about? This is the downside of losing that fight. There was a sweep across the map with the gem to remove a lot of.
Oh, the chain here, yeah, touch a little bit. No.
And there's traps around the map, so. You just
I didn't talk about you and Tambala. Yeah, Bama or Lumia.
You're gonna be very careful because in the same way,
Roshan, what they Maria.
TA very much with her Deso could do the exact same thing.
အခုကခုနပြောလို့နီရှာဆွနဲ့တာအရင်ကောင်းသွားလို့နော်ဒီကွနည်းနည်းလေးခံတာပါခုလေးတော့မော်ဖလင် Aegis နဲ့တာ tower တွေပြန်ချိုးတော့မှာ
You need to at least know that
heroes
are around the map and you're going for a pick off before you commit too hard on the Aegis hero, who now has an amplified damage. I'm surprised they didn't give it over to Mickey actually, but Puck's build does have a good amount of right click damage since he got the nullifier, so he is hitting pretty hard.
Nice wordplay spot. Wait, they have a gem, right? I was like, he could just kill this. Okay.
Sometimes it's one of those things where you like step up, but you're actually looking further into the enemy base and you don't notice it. You turn around and your team is like, dude, you're next to an observer. Oh, my bad.
They placed it like directly on top of him, and I think he like panicked to run away, and then he like bruised himself up just to make sure he has evasion to kill it.
You gotta take a moment, hype yourself up. You know, it's like, I can do this. I can get this.
I've been training my whole life to kill this ward.
No, it is good to be careful. Like, sometimes you catch them warding, and it's like, oh, unlucky for them. But sometimes it's intentional. You know, they're dropping an observer, looking for a target to make a play. So he's like, oh, be careful first. Oh, they're actually not doing anything. Okay, haha. Just kidding, guys. I'll get it. Now, the Liquid's turn to look for something.
They just got Meld Bash on TA, level 25.
Yeah,
this is a massive talent. We'll see if they can find the opening they're looking for. As they see a Toro on the way.
Aegis ကစက္ကန့်တော့ဆိုင်လို့အကောင်းဆုံးပဲ DD နဲ့ရောရအောင်နီရှာအကုန်လုံးပေးလို့ရတယ် တိုင်းတော့ပတ်ပြီ oh fire remnant နဲ့ပြန်ပတ်သွားပြီပဲမတော့ပတ်မရရမယ်အတူတူ Oh, separate ကတော့ဘာလိုက်တာပိုကောင်းပါတယ် Primal Spirit လည်းတို့ရပြီးသွားပြီတော့ခေါ်လက်ပြန်ဝင်ဖို့ကြိုးစားနေ Arena Speed ကသွားပြီဟဲ့ဝင်တန်ပလာ Champion အတူတူ too strong ကွာ MKB ပါတော့ damage ကတော်တော်ကြီးများတာအေး Saberlight လည်းဒီဘက်မှာပေးရတော့မယ်တင်နေအဲ့က6 second တော်သေးလို့အေးဟုတ်ကွာဘတ်တယ်မှာဟောတန်ပလာဘူလီကန်နေရတယ်အဲ့ Mobley wave ထိုးထိုင်ပြရှော့သွားပြန်အောင်အဲ့တော့ဟုတ်တယ်နီရှာရဲ့ TI မှုအိုတယ်အဲ့တော့Liquid ကမျောလင်းချက်ချီရဲ့ TI မှာဒီကောင်နီရှာကအခုပွဲတိုင်းဆောင်းလောက်ကွက်ထွက်နေတယ် Liquid မှာပြန်
So Liquid they know Morphling's there, they know Spirit is baiting the Morphling, they're trying to go through
အတူတူကတော့နည်းနည်း better ဖြစ်နေတယ်အခုကတော့
Some of the players, the first thing
they set up ဘယ်တော့ရမှာလဲကွာနော်
on the cliff,
ဒီနေ့ကဘာတွေတော့
with their smoke breaks, they want to jump up. Other heroes break
the
smoke on the tier 2. They jump that way. So Liquid gets split up, and that is enough for Spirit to be able to win that fight. And it's just where like you don't have enough communication. The communication is jump whoever we see first.
3 ပါပြန်ပေးရပြီနော် Sprit ကအဲ့လိုမျိုးဆောင်းဝန်းတော့ဒီကောင်ကကမ်းပတ်တာ
I also feel like I don't think the coil connected. Like, they went for like a blink nullifier play, and I don't think they got a coil onto.
Mega ပါပြန်ယူတာပါhas
So I think he managed to try blink.
Uplifted the show စားရပြောက်သွားပြီ Saberlight ဒီဆိုတာဒီဘက်မှာဆက်လာချပြီမဲ့လို့တော့သင်ကတော့မမီတော့ဘူးနော်ဒီကွပြန်မားနေပြီ
He pops a greater Lotus during foul play. He's back to full HP. Oh, this is
ရတော့ဒီနေ့တီရတော့မရဘူးရဟိုရတူရောဖြစ်တယ် Sprit ကိုပဲပေးလိုက်တော့ရတူရော move on နေတာကြီးကျစ်စင်
I don't know, is it even worth using without coil? I think you just lose this mid barracks at this point. You delay it as long as you can.
ဒီလေးလုံးနဲ့ပေးတွေ့မှမျှမှာကွာ carry ကနောက်တတိကေကွာနေလေမရဘူးဒီ carry တကောင်ရုံးအားနေနေပွဲကြီးကပြန်နိုင်သွားတာပဲအခုဆို mega တလန်းရသွားပြန်ပြီ
He's in here with the smoke baiting. Seeing
မင်းညီလေးလောက်နဲ့မှနော်ရတူရိုနဲ့မျှပါညီလေးကတော့ဒီနေ့ဆော့သွားတာတော်တော်ကောင်းတယ်
Yeah, he's got
to take a support.
ရောဘိုင်ဘတ်တွေထပ်တောင်းမှာတန်းမှာအမ်မှုတွေလုံနေပြီ Disruptor ဘိုင်ဘတ်မရှိဘူး
buyback now. Now they are
ဆော့ကျင်တယ်လို့ဆော့နေလဲနိုင်တာပဲနော် Sprit ကတကယ်ကောင်းတာပါ
You and I talked about it where
တော့တလဲပဲပဲ
goes to high ground after one, like even a half one team fight and ends the game.
ကဲဘိုင်ဘတ်ရပြီဖတ်ပြီ
This is a huge issue. They have to buy back on the brute.
ဒီပါလိုက်ရွာပြန်ပြီဘိုင်ဘတ်မရှိတော့ဟာရ Saberlight သရိုးသွားပြီဟာ
He's just dead immediately.
ပြီးသွားဘောအဲ့ဒါမနီရှာဆက်ပါရှော့သွားပြီ no buyback တို့တို့လည်းမေးရောက်
You've only killed the supports and he does not have buyback. Boxy stuck inside the arena. Liquid have crumbled.
သွားပြီအောင်တန်းအဲ့လောက်
What was a 15,000 gold advantage, Yatoro will end this game.
ဒီမလိုက်မလို့တင်ဘူးเนาะရှေ့တစ်ခေါက်လည်းသူဒီပုံစံနဲ့ပဲတေသွားတာအဲ့လိုနောက်မှာ Morphling တိုးရှိုးပြစ်တာပဲဟဲလ်နေတော့ပြောက်သွားခဲ့ရပြီးတော့ဒီဘာလဲနှစ်ပွဲပဲဆိုင်သွားတာပြီးတော့နိုင်သွား
Boxy tried to do what damage he can here, but it is 2v5 or 2v4 with the throne exposed, no fortifications left, trying to get the side blade procs here onto these heroes, but can they survive? No. The blink spear connects.
အဲဆိုဗတဲ့နှစ်ပွဲပဲလို့လေ။ Spirit ကပြောသွားတယ် liquid ကို
Spirit will end the
GG ကဲကောင်းတာကွာဒီပွဲတော့တကယ်လက်ခံတယ်ရာတူကြီးနဲ့အဲ့လို Spirit က foul ရော liquid လုံးဝ easy win ဖြစ်နေတဲ့ပွဲနောက်တော့14k ဒါပေမဲ့နှစ်ခါပဲမှားတာပွဲပြီးသွားတာ
Ninth new hero.
အဲ့တော့နော်တကယ်ပါ Spirit ကတော့ TI မှာတော်တော်ထင်ရခက်တော့ဟုတ်တယ်အများနဲ့ battle မှာ Templar refreshing နဲ့အမှဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးဖြစ်တယ်မောဖလင်ကောင်းကောင်းနဲ့
Are you truly in the lead against Spirit until their throne is falling? I don't think so.
ဟောကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီလေးနဲ့တော့မျှမှာပါ Power Vision ထဲမှာတွေ့မယ်နော်ဒီ Spirit ကမရဘူး Liquid ကကြတော့အကုန်ကောင်းမြင်မယ် carry တော်တော် diff နေပြီး hero ကွာကလည်းပါတယ်ဗျ Templar နဲ့ Morphling ဆိုတော့တော့လို့မရဘူးအဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲအဲ့တော့တကယ်ပဲ2စီးနဲ့ပြီးသွားမလားဒါမှမဟုတ် Liquid ပြန်လာနိုင်အောင်မလားဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်မကြခင် game 2မှာထပ်တွေ့ပါမယ်နော်အားလုံးပဲ See you guys ပြန်ဆုံးပါမယ်
There was a little bit of luck there that Liquid, saw separate things and jumped different ways, but you give yourself that chance the way
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Broken. Your ignorance is denied. That's not right.
Radiant are scanning. Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
I must have them all.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. been killed. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has been denied. Radiant are scanning.
Such simple minds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
ကဲအဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲပြန်လည်ကြိုဆိုပါရစေကျွန်တော်တို့ team 2နော် liquid ကတော့တော်တော်နှစ်ထင်ထီသွားလောက်ပြီတပွဲလုံးကြီးပြီးပြီးတော့ battle နှစ်ပွဲရှုံးတာကြီးခေါ်လိုက်ရတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီပွဲက Mercy like ကန် like ကန်ကတော့တကယ်မှန်ကန်တဲ့ရွေးချယ်မှုပဲ like ကန်ကြိုက်တယ်လက်ရှိဒီမှာ Mercy back like ကန်ဟိုဘက်ကတော့ Amberman နှစ်ကောင်ထိတော့ပြန်ရွေးထားတယ်ခုန hero အဲ့တော့ liquid draft တော့မစိုးဘူးနော်ကိုအတွက်တော့အဲ့ like ကန်အရန် win rate များတယ်လက်ရှိဟောဒီ patch မှာဝင်းရိတ်တကယ်ကိုများတဲ့ကောင်တွေတော့စားထားတာအဲ့ဒါလေ liquid က9တင်ပါတယ်နော်ခုနပွဲလဲ9တင်တယ် liquid ကဒါမဲ့အဲ့လိုမျိုးပေါ့လေအပိုင်း battle တွေမှားသွားတာ ਨੇ တပံ7မီပိုဟမ်ဒါတို့မီပိုတွေမှာ code trade နေလားမသိဘူး screen တွေပါတယ်မှာမီပိုကြီးပါကောက်ပန်းသွားကဲအဲ့တော့ 10 spirit အနေနဲ့နော်ဒီပွဲလေရာတို့ last pick ပဲခုနပွဲရ hero 3ကောင်တီရွေး Amber ရဲ့ Shaman ရဲ့ Mars ကဲရာတို့ဘာဆော့မလဲပဲကြည့်အောင်အဓိကရာတို့ hero ကြီးအရန်ဂိမ်းကောင်းနေလေ spirit ပဲထပ်နိုင်အောင်ပါပဲ performance နဲ့ thrower လော်လား I can yes thrower လော်တော့ရှာမဲ့ disruption တော့နည်းနည်းကြောက်ကမယ်နော်ဟိုက shadow တင်မှာ thrower တော့မဆိုးရာတို့ thrower တော်တော်ကောင်းတယ်ပြီးတော့ like and lane ကိုတစ်ခါရေးဖြဲပြီးတော့အေးစစ်ကျုံလို့ရတမ်ပလာအဲ့လိုတော့ရမယ်အရင်ကြီးတော့သဘောတော့မကြောက်ဘက်ကမကယ်ရဲ့ razor တွေပါရောရှိအောင်မယ်လူနာလားလူနာလည်းမစိုးဘူးမှာလူနာကောင်းတယ်မောဖလင်းပြန်ကောင်းတယ် razor ကောင်းတယ်အားရစနMercy carry ပေါ့နော် carry အဲ့တော့ liquid ကလည်းအားလီပိုင်းပဲတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ပြင်းဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားမှာ Mercy carry ဒီက refreshing မဖြတ်เสียမပါလို့လဲပါစန fire နဲ့ကြတော့မစိုး refreshing ဖြတ်ဖို့ကလည်းလုံးလောက်ဖြတ်သွားပြီ fire စနစ်သွားရင်ဟိုရှက်ဝယ်လိုက်ရင်လည်း cookie နဲ့ refreshing ဖြတ်လို့ရမယ်အမေလည်းခုန10 spirit ကြီးကိုကြည့်ပြီးတော့ liquid တော့မထည့်ချင်ဘူးเนาะ spirit ပဲတော့ထပ်ရွေးလိုက်မအောင် spirit ကပေါင်ရမ်းဝင်နေပြီကောင်းနေနိုင်ဖို့ကမလွယ်ဘူးအဲ့ကိုတော့ဒီပွဲ spirit ပဲထင်တာပဲ game 3မသွားတော့ဘူးဘာလို့လေ game ကလည်းဒီပွဲကလည်း Mercy carry နဲ့ Templar carry ဆိုတော့အချိန်တိုင်း Mercy carry ကနေသွားမှာပဲအဲ့တော့လွယ်ဘူးဒီ game ရောက်သွားတယ်เนาะ Templar ကတော့ပုံမိုက်တယ်အေးလေးတော့ ဒီဘက်မှာSprit ကိုဘယ်သူနိုင်မှာလဲ Sprit ကိုနိုင်ဖို့ကဘာလဲဆိုတော့လောင်းပြန်လာမှရမယ်အဲ့ဒါမှ Dota ကြီးကမျှသွားမှာလောင်းမပိုင်เนาะမမျှဘူး Roshan ဘောတော့ကိုကြည့်နီးပေါ့လေကိုကြည့်နီးဆိုရင်တော့ duration ကဒီပွဲလဲကွာ under ပဲကြိုက်တယ် I can mass ဘက်ကလည်းတမန်းနဲ့ဒါပေမဲ့ duration ကတော့ 100% ကန်ပါပဲတကယ်ပြောတာ duration ကင်းရမှာနည်းနည်းမှန်းလို့ရတယ် duration ကပြောလို့မရသူတို့အားကြလေတလန်းဘက်ကပဲပေးပြီး GG ခေါ်သွားတဲ့ပွဲရှိတယ်တရုံးကျိုးမှ GG ခေါ်တဲ့ပွဲရတယ်ရှိတယ်အဲ့ဒါတွေလည်းစ1.5 လောက်ပေးရင်တော့ Sprit မစိုး 1.5 5တော့ပေး Sprit မဲ့တကကောင်းတယ်ကွာဒါကောင်းတယ်ကောင်းလိန်လဲတော်တော်လေးနိုင်တာရှားတယ်ခုနပွဲလဲ Amber နဲ့ပတ်ကိုလုံးဝမနိုင်အောင်ထိန်းသွားဒါပေမဲ့ဟိုလိုမျိုးကြီးတော့လောက်ကွက်မထွက်ဘူးအတဲမှာတည်းမှာနင်လားငါလားလောက်ကွက်ပြဟောကီယိုတာခါတို့ဘာလို့စားပေါ်ကစားလို့တော့လောက်ကွက်မထွက်ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့လိန်ဟိုက stay ပဲဖြစ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါနေမဲ့တော်နေပါပြီဟောဆိုပုံမှန်ဆိုလမ်းကအရင်နိုင်တာမြက်မှာအဲ့တော့အခုကသူတို့မြက်ကနည်းနည်းလေး stay ပဲဖြစ်တယ်ပြောဟုတ်တယ် duration over under ကန်ပဲကန်ကောင်းမကောင်းသိချင် duration over under ဆိုအဲ့ဒါမှန်းရတော်ခက်ဟုတ်တော့မီပိုဘန်တာတော့နည်းနည်းစားရတို့ကမီပိုတွေပါတယ်လို့ screen မှာဆော့သွားလို့လားနင်းစားအေးဘန်သွားနင်း Sprit ဆိုဟုတ်တယ်လက်ရှိ OG ပြီးွားတွေက Sprit က Dota မှာ canvas ဆုံးအတင်မယ်ဆောင်း canvas လေဒီကောင်ဘယ်လိုဆိုရင်3-4စားလောက်3စားလောက်တော့ပေးမယ်တင်တယ်နောက်15 ကဲ Saberlight like ဒီပွဲကတခုရှိတာတော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီ Fisher ပွဲတောက်လျှောက်မှာအဲ့လို win rate တော်တော်များတဲ့ like can တော့ liquid ပဲရအောင်တယ်ဒါမဲ့လည်းခုနပြောလို့ဗောလေ Sprit က phone ရမ်းကျနေပြီဆိုတော့ချိန်တိုင်းတော့ Sprit 2စီးမယ်ထင်တာပဲကိုကြိုက်ဆိုရင်ဒါမဲ့တော့ Saberlight like can ကိုတော့နည်းနည်းလေးသတိထားရမယ်အဲ hero ကြီးကအခုတောက်လျှောက်နိုင်over 2.5 ဆိုမောင်းပေါက်ပြီဒါမဲ့လက်ရှိကြည့်ရတော့ကတော့ Sprit ကိုဘယ်တော့မှဘတ်မကန်သင့်ဘူးလက်ရှိ phone ကြီးနဲ့ ပြောရရင်အရင်ကောင်းလို့လေကွာလက်ချောနေဟိုအဓိကတော့သူတို့စိတ်ပေါ်လေသိတယ်မချိန်တယ်ငါတို့နိုင်သွားမှာပဲ AC ဆော့ဆိုအဲ့လိုမျိုးအရင် relax ဖြစ်တော့လေဘာလို့နောက် 10k ကွာနဲ့သူတို့ဘက်က Roshan တွေပြန် force တယ်နော်ပွဲကိုတခါတည်း ambush တွေလုပ်တယ်အဲ့လို confidence level ဟိုကနိုင်ပါများတော့လေဆောင်းဝိုင်းအဲ့လိုမှုဟိုကကောင်းတယ်ကောင်းတော်ရပုံမိုက်တယ်တော်ရတူရမှားမှာအဲ့လိုရတူရတော်ကြီးဒီမူကနေပြောင်းသွားမှနိုင်မှာပြစ်ကိုကလက်ရှိအဲ့လိုမျိုး e-sport မှာတော့နော်အဲ့ Spirit owner လောက်ဘောစီဖြစ်မဲ့ကောင်မရှိတော့ဘူး CS:GO မှာလည်းတောက်လျှောက်သူတို့ကြီးပဲ Dota မှာလည်းအခုပုံစံ TI ကထက်ရဖို့ကတဝက်တော့တေချာနေပြီ50 50ပဲကြည့်ရတော့ကောင်းနေအဓိကလို့လူငယ်တွေဦးစားပေးတာဟောအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ဒီကောင်းနေတင်ဆောင်းဝန်းချမ်းတယ်ကောင်းနေကလို့ scout ထိုင်လောက်တယ်နော်လူငယ်တွေကို like ခေါ်တယ်ပြီးရင် train ပေးတယ်ပြီးရင်ဒီကောင်းနေကအဲ့လိုမျိုးခူးခတ်စားလိုက်အောင်ပဲ easy ပဲဦးစစ်တန်းနေဆိုတော့ဘယ်လောက်ထိတော့ scout တာတော်လဲဆိုတော့စစ်တန်းနေလို့ player တော့အဲ့လားလက်ရှိက power vision ကိုအပြီးပြောင်းသွားတာမဟုတ်ငှားထားတာနော်အဲ့ဒါလက်ရှိ separate player ပဲစစ်တန်းနေကရာတိုရိုကြီးနဲ့ရှင်နေရလို့ separate က power vision ကိုငှားထားတာ power vision ကိုရောင်းထားတာမဟုတ်ဘယ်လောက်ထိလူကောင်းနေရဲ့အဲ့လိုမျိုးလူ scout တာတော်လဲဆိုကဲစားလာတဲ့ညှိကုန်ကြပြီ first blood တော့ရှောသေးတယ်မခဲပါရှောမှာကြမ်းချင်းရောက်ရေး KO ပါသမားတွေကတော့ထခုံနေလောက်ပဲပွဲမစတဲ့၄កောင်နော် duration over ကျွန်တော်ကတော့ဒီပွဲသိမ့်မကြိုက်ဘူးကျွန်တော် ender ကြိုက်တယ်ကျွန်တော်ကြိုက်ကတော့ကျွန်တော် duration မင်းကွာ tower ချိုးလို့ကောင်းတဲ့ကောင်တွေဘယ်လောက်များလဲပဲချေတယ်များရင်ကျွန်တော်က ender ကြိုက်တယ်နည်းရင် over ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ method ကတော့ကဲ separate ကနောက်က 1k စလာတယ်K20 point တကယ်တော့တော်တော်ကေးတယ်အတင်းမှာ K over ကြိုက်တယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီနေ့သင်းပုံစံကြည့် separate ချားပြင် K over easy win ပဲ liquid ကတော့တော်တော်ချရတယ်အတင်းအဲ့တော့အဲ့လို separate ကခုန morphling နဲ့ပြီးတော့အရင်နှိမ်သွားလို့ကျွန်တော်တို့တိတ်မချပြတာဟောဒီပွဲကတော့ templar လည်းဖြစ်နေတယ်ဘာညာနဲ့ဆိုရင်တော့ချပြမယ်ထင်တယ်အဲ့တော့ K over တော့လာတယ်နီရှာမင်းမနိုင်ဘူးအကောင်လေးကိုသိလားအမှန်နီရှာဘက်က amber တွေဘာတွေအဲ့လောက်ကြီးနှိမ့်စရာမရှိဘူးဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ standing mid ကိုမတိတ်မနိုင်ချင်ဘူးဖြစ်နေအခုလဲ creeping ကကွာနေပြန်ပြီနော် amber နဲ့ပတ် amber တော့တာပါတယ်ဟို hero အနေထားရဒါပေမဲ့နီရှာကပုံမှန်ဆိုအဲ့လောက်ကြီးမပြတ်ဘူးဟိုကနှစ်ပွဲလုံး creeping အဲ့အားလီပိုင်း lane တွေကတော့ပြတ် Oh. Get a blood or sheet. Oh, if I like a mode on me.
The Shadow Shaman and then like full boring him, but I think they missed and it just turns into him dying as a result. So that is pretty costly. Mid lane, Nisha kind of baiting Morel, making him make a play for one of the water runes here, ends up getting it. Collapse finding a kill bottom onto Insania though.
If I like a PJ, but oh my, I love got a hero
the spear. You mentioned it's a very strong
positioning
between these two heroes, especially to keep you trapped in the calling where you're just not having a good time. So it's pretty inevitable to eventually find one of those kills. At the least, it looks like Mikke is still farming pretty decently here.
Yeah, nice play top here for Yatoro, getting some damage into him. A little bit of payback for the lane so far.
Snapfire, she used to be really good around having strong lane combos between Cookie and Scatterblast, or there was a little Shredder build for a little bit. It's just like good synergy in the lane. I don't really think of Lycan as that hero. I feel like Lycan just wants to farm up to a Helm of the Dominator, and he'll run wolves at weak supports, but...
And now we're silent, Nisha, Toabi. Oh, let's be honest. I'm a little
Nisha mid lane nearly dies there. Incredibly close. Good rotation in here from the Muerta. And this will probably force him back for that power rune that's coming up here at 6 minutes. Now top side.
If I like a tree like that. Pero tipo ya no, ay. Es que mami mo linja pero like and little shit. So
develop this combo actually be very strong, and Liquid's the ones who's got numbers here. Rune will spawn bottom, and Insania will get the shield rune. Very nice.
I like that as soon as I said I don't believe in the Lycan Snapfire combo in the lane, they immediately find a kill right after that.
Oh, topside, Cookie cancels the shackles. They're going to turn maybe? No, okay. They'll just finish up cleaning the wave here.
No, I think part of the reason you could kill Miposhka earlier is that he was trapped in the river on his own. This time he's got the TA, who has been farming very well right next to him. So if you tried to focus him down, you might get the kill, but you're just giving Yatoro even more farm on this TA. Marcy getting close to the Helm of the Dominator. Just another 200 gold. This has been getting a lot more popular. At first, we only saw it on the Marcy as a way to use Fleeting Fury more consistently as a carry, but we've been starting to see some other heroes, especially Yatoro, buy the Helm of the Dominator.
That's a really nice grab.
Okay,
I thought for sure that they were going to maybe make the play here for Yatoro, but just don't have the damage yet. When you have Shapeshift, this changes a lot because you should have the Helm of the Dominator as well.
His Helm of the Dominator also almost done. So we'll have two Helm of the Dominators back-to-back pretty soon. Collapse should be...
Good spear.
Oh,
he should be fine.
Spear.
Well, that's a lot of damage being built up
if
from
he gets one more.
Not going to get it.
Topside, Lycan.
ပေါ်မှာ save လိုက်ရှော့ရပြီအဲ့ဒါပြောတာစစ်ရအောင်နည်းနည်းလေးစောင့်ပြီးမှတက်ရမှာတေချာနောက်မှာ Nisha တော့ပါလာပြီ Yatoro refreshing ကတော့ပြီးပြီနော် Actually all တစ်ချက်နော်ပြတ်သွားသေးလို့ကဲဒီ push ကပါထက်ရအဲ့ Lycan ကြီးကစိုးဆိုတာကွာနော် Queen နဲ့ကောင်နဲ့ game ကဆောင်းအောင်ထွက်တယ်ကဲ Nisha ဒီဘက်မှာ escape တော့ဖြစ်သွားသေးတယ်အော်ပြန်မင်းနေတယ်သူက Lycan ရဲ့အကောင်နှစ်ကောင်ရှိုးကဲ Nisha အိုးအရင်ကောင်းနေအောင်ပြောနေနောက်ဆုံးတော့ရပါပြီပြောပါတယ်
So it looked like a rough engagement.
ဟိုလက်ကွက်မှာကျတော့နီရှာပြန်လာနေပြီနော်ဟိုဘက်မှာယာတူရူဒါပေမဲ့ကိုကတော့ယာတူရူပြန်လာတာကိုပူကြိုက်ပူကျန်းနေပေါ့လေနော်လက်ရှိဒါပေမဲ့နီရှာလည်းတော်တော်လောက်ကွက်ပြန်ထွက်လာတာဒီနေ့တရားရောနီရှာကိုကြည့်ရ Too much smoke ဟို level လိုက်သွားပြီ level 5ပဲရှိတယ်ဒီက
Do they have the damage here?
အဲမာတော့မာတယ်ကွာထုံးမလီတာကြီးနဲ့မသေးတော့
Saberlight looking to get a cookie to safety or a cookie in aggressively. They don't have the man. He's just dead. On the other side though, Mickey does claim a kill here on.
ဒါပေမဲ့ Amber လည်းပြန်ပေးရမှာဘာမှမရှိတော့
able to dodge out that cookie. Boxy,
Oh,
he's gonna try and fall low, but the coil comes out in time. There's the rebound, sticking around a little bit too long. You will punish him. I mean, it's a 2 for 2, but getting the Ember Spear is a pretty.
OG ရဲ့တရားမဟုတ်ပါဘူးလားနောက်နေတာဘယ်လို OG ကိုခေါ်ရင်ဝိုင်းပြီးတော့ပြောစရာကြီးဖြစ်သွားမှာပေါ့ အနည်းဆုံးတော့ပြ qualifier ပုံစံပြန်လုပ်ပြီးအဲ့ဒါမှရမဟုတ်ရင်တော့လူပြောစရာပြောပါလေ
helps a lot with that, but still compared to a TA, what she's naturally gonna have, you need to find these kills and this early pressure. So being the recipient of the kill gold is huge for Marcy, who finishes the phase boots real quick after that. So she's got phase, helm dom. Gonna look for this top tier 1. Never even has unleash still.
Look at this, man. Double helm dom minions are just crushing this tower. Okay, Saberlight, you gotta be careful, bro. You're losing the pine cone. That's 100 gold. All right, over to the jungle. They go for the Boxy snap. They get the kill. Nisha actually gets a haste rune. Rue's in some trouble now.
Nisha သွေးဆိုးပြီ
Here comes the
Amber ဘာထမေးရမေးလို့ရ
the disruption here. Do they have a coil? Not quite yet. Remnant number. That's his last remnant available. One coming off cooldown in just a second. As he will continue to try and chase, but there is the coil. He's going to be forced to snap it. There are a decent amount of poison stacks built up, but there's no more mana left on the shadow demon. Mira will survive.
remnant ရှိတယ်မသေးမှန်းသိလို့လုံးဝမတော့ကဲပေါ်လာမ collapse နေဝေးကြိုက်တာတွေခင်နေရပြီးတော့ဟုတ်ပြက်ကလည်းပျောက်သွားသေးတယ်ကဲတကယ်ပဲ game 3သွားမလားတော့ကြည့်ရမှာဟာရောဟိုပြန်တက်သွားတာဟဲ့ Emma
he was pretty low off
ဒီကောင်လေးတကယ်ကောင်းနေတော့ခုနလည်းလွယ်လွယ်ကူ fire remnant ပြစ်ပြီးပြေးလို့ရမပြေးဘူးနီရှာကိုဖိပြီးပြန်တက်သွား
Boxy trying to finish the kill with the snapfire ultimate
အော်ဒါပေမဲ့
okay huge Boxy tip him back dude do it you can't let him tip your puck and not tip him back
protect his honor
ဒီဘက် game over ရတော့ဆောင်းဝန်းတန်တယ်လို့ပွဲမစားခင်တည်းက4កောင်ရတယ်ပြီးတော့လေတောက်ချောက်ဒီခေါက်အဲ့လို separate ကလည်းချနေတာနဲ့ပွဲရ over တော့တေးကြသလောက်ပြောပါ
should tip him that's a little greedy from Morel. I think he could have gotten out if he throws the remnant and just zips out, but he wanted to try to have a way back in, put the remnant down, tried to walk away and I think eventually TP out.
Oh wait, the mini croaker! Oh, the polywog with the stun to bail him out. Huge. I mean, that's honestly really smart to be carrying a creep that.
Yeah, ရတရိုပဲကြည့်ရမှာပဲเนาะဒီပွဲတမ်ပလာနဲ့လောက်ထိအသင်းကိုပြတ်တန်းနိုင်
Yeah, it's good for Marcy. All right, more time to just punch people to death. Alpha Wolf that she has, also a nice damage amp, so that one's pretty good.
It's a good find here potentially for Yatoro. Boxy will go ahead, throw the urn, get some damage out, but with this Rue in pursuit, maybe they go. There's no Snapfire ult quite yet. Ember is here with the chains.
တားထားပြီမရတူရိုကိုရှေ့မှာခွေးကြိုက်တာနဲ့ရှော့ပြီနောက်က drain coin နေရောပြောပါတယ် like ကန်ကြီးကအရန်အရှိဒီမက်တာမှာ win rate များတော့ဆိုးတယ်အ hero
As Saberlight's got that wolf chasing, there's going to be the Pierce the Veil to buy himself some time here on the Muerto.
ဟုတ်တော့ man keep ပြီးရင် like ကန်က winning hero ပဲ
Gonna die. TP comes in from collapse. Spirit vessel out onto Insania, but a nice disruption to make some space. Mural should have chains up here shortly. The body very nice. He should be safe. Does collapse have blink? He doesn't. He's trying to get in range for the arena. He might do it. He's going to. Goes inside.
Oh, so the fire.
Water kisses though come through.
Yeah. Separate Mawala.
Trouble.
Oh,
nowhere to go. Even clipping Maposhka with
a double kill.
You know, we were unsure of the Snapfire. We know it's a high damage hero. It's paying off. Great.
နော်လေကင်းကခုနလောက်ကြီးတော့တာမှာတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးတာတော့တာရဲဆိုပဲ
Spirit doing a little bit of setup for him, chasing in. I'm gonna be here in this arena. Just drop your ult. Maybe that's part of the idea.
ဟိုကောင် TC လွဲသွားတာစတာကွာ slide off မတုံးခင်မှာ CRN ချိန်နှိမ့်ပြီကွာ
Whoever is in the arena, and you just throw it in there. Now with that, they're gonna smoke up. You don't have the Snapfire ult this time, but you do have Marcy's. I think they're hoping someone will come to that bottom lane, TP in, and they'll get a fast kill. Otherwise, they're gonna make their way to the Wisdom Shrine. They're a little late for it though.
They scan it. I mean, they're not gonna make it in time, but they can still go for the kill here, I think. And collapse. Yeah, not looking good.
Yeah, Peter, no,
Marcy's damage is insane, bro. What is this hero?
As if she didn't do enough damage on her own with a disseminate level
ဘာလဲတော်တော်မနေပြီနော်ဘာလဲကဘောင်းစီနဲ့တော့နောက်သိမ့်မကွာအဲ့တော့တော်မန်တော်လေးပါပေးရပြီးတော့ဘောင်းစီရသွားရင်အဲ့ဒါဘာလဲထက်တော့နောက်တော့များမယ်သဘော
more bonus too. Yeah, a very good start for Marcy.
He just blinks in, or rebounds in, just punches you for she's what 200 damage right now for 3 attacks immediately. That's pretty good. And then of course like everything else you mentioned. Overall, Yotaro still managing to stay relatively farmed on the Templar Assassin here.
Helm of the Overlord finished up. Last Snapfire also available. Looking for a coil kill. Invis Wolves.
The Wolves, they're doing so much work, man. It's insane the amount of damage that they've gotten out of these already. Boxy now dominating on the Snapfire. And Saberlight with a Black Dragon now. Completed will be able to continuously shove out waves, and they're actually just going to look for Roshan as he makes his trek to the top side of the map. Just 30 seconds after. And with the Wolves, with the Howl, with all of this physical damage, this is
ကြည့်ရမယ် separate ကလည်း comeback goal တွေဆိုတော့ဒီလိုပွဲမျိုးကိုဘယ်လိုဆော်ပြီးပြန် comeback မလဲခုရှိရဟိုဘက်ကတော့ Marcy carry ဖြစ်နေတဲ့အတွက်အရန်လေကင်းရောက်ရင်တော့ Marcy carry ကလည်း7နေလို့ပြော့ပြီးတော့ပုတ်လဲပုတ်တယ်
follow the kick channel here for Fissure so that you're staying up to date with all the games going on.
It's a very impressive lane stage from Liquid. Not only did they come out ahead in their lanes, but they are even further ahead right now than they were last game in this position. This is a very early Aegis, and you have a lot of tempo that you can build off of these double helms. And just like the fact that all 3 of your core is not only at the top net worth, but these are heroes that play very aggressive.
Do you think you need to? I feel like the scaling on TA... I feel like the scaling on Spirit just as a whole.
ဟုတ်လို့လားမနောက်နဲ့နော်သိတယ်နော် OG ကိုခေါ်ရင်တော့နည်းနည်းပေါ်လို့ရမှာတင်တယ်
especially like Lycan and Marcy. I'm uncertain on their late game compared to the more traditional stuff that Spirit has. I think you do want to keep that momentum going right now. More invis scouting with the Wolves.
Dude, he's so good at playing Lycan. Like every time I watch Saberlight play this hero,
collapse. Now my drain one
way. The Wolves did their part. Yeah, it's like, well, Saberlight's like, I don't tell you, man. I gave you the vision. But I was gonna say, every time I see Saberlight play this Lycan,
Gladiator organization နဲ့ player တွေ coin တက်ပြီးတော့ခုလက်ရှိကသူတို့ TN ဝင်မစော့တော့
to try and do some damage to the tier 2 tower, but once this falls, they will
တိုင်မှာရောက်ရင် save ကိုအရင်တွေ့ဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးစိုးနေတာအဲ့ကောင်သိရင်ဗတ်တွေကနည်းနည်းဆိုင်လို့ရအိုးဒါမဲ့အဲ့က phone တော့ပြောင်းခွင့်တော့ရတော့ရပါတယ်နောက်မှာရတူတူဟိုကြိုးစားပြီးမပေဘူးရောက်ရေး like and market down နေတာပဲအစီပြန်မပြေးထိုးလိုက်ပြီးတော့ spray နော်စောစောစစ်ကြီးတော့နေတော့နေနေပြီပွဲကြီးကတော့ speed ရလဲလို့
cannot connect onto the spear. Gonna try and TP out on the shaman. That is not gonna happen. Mickey says
I can phone ပြောင်းဝင်ရသွားတာတန်းကကွတိမဖြစ်ပါဘူး
This Lycan deceptively tanky has the sister shroud and then bought the plate mail for his AC first. So they try to kill him. They initiate on him. They have all the heroes there and he just does not die. That means you've clumped up for Mortimer's kisses, which he ended up doing some very comparable damage to his puck and his Marcy despite having
sit only 1.5 second.
He's like, yes, exactly where I want them. Killing Saberlight, perfect. Here's the Snapfire ult. It's
Turns
working
out the Mars Arena and Snapfire combo is good even when they're on opposite teams.
အဲ့တော့တို့ရဲ့ let's be
Apparently, yeah.
ဟော
Apparently
Bossy
only good
Hero
for one
က
of
လည်း
them.
တော်တော်လေးလှုပ်လှုပ်
Left
နေတာ
not
ကြောင့်လ
having
ည်း
as
ပါတ
good
ယ်
of a time this game around.
Bossy
Good blink.
Personal Fire set တွေအပဲတွေနဲ့
Actually, I think a lot of his
Well,
arenas
now.
have led to his own team dying. Now that I think about it, they haven't found a kill in quite a while, despite the start.
It's an 8,000 gold advantage, right? And without finding these kills, it means there's no real vessel here on Morel. Now they are looking for Mickey. He's
Asi
in
toa
a
behind
rough
BKB
spot.
machine.
He's gonna get speared up into the arena. Does have the BKB, but it's on cooldown for 2 more seconds. Yeah, he's dead. Okay.
အောင်ဖြစ်
All right, there's a good kill.
That's a
Grab
huge
the
one. Yeah.
Marcy, who does not have the Aegis, since they once again give it to Puck to play aggressive like this. Get some free kills on the map.
That's bullying. I don't care what you say. That's straight up illegal.
He missed
OG
a
ပေးရ
lot.
စားတာဖြစ်နိုင်တ
That
ယ်
was his
ဘရို
peace offering. He's like, I
ခေ
whipped
ကြီး
the
တော့မ
coil
ခေါ်
on
အာ
you.
တိုင်မလွဲသွားတယ်
Now you pay the
တိုင်းလိုက်ပြီး
price.
အုပ်
You killed my
That
carry.
Is a dead
ဒီရှားရဲ့
Mars.
အုပ်ရှက်ကြီး
Demonic purge.
Aegis ကရှိတယ်
all
ထပ်
damage
တိုက်အောင်မယ်
ratio,
တင်းနေ
which
နီ
he's
ရှား
gonna continue chasing, I think. Oh,
စစ်ကဲ high ground လေးပါနည်းနည်းလေးတော့
Mars
push
did
တော့
an
push
arena
ကြည့်မယ်နော် like a
so he
unique
had
ကဲ
no
ပြီးတော့နီရှား
support
Aegis က
anymore.
ကျွန်တော်တို့10 minute
They
နီး
were
ပါတော့
looking
ကျန်နေ
for
သေးတယ်
they're looking
Don't
for
know
a
yet.
pick, yeah. They definitely thought he went down, but he actually went into the base.
That's
ဘို
where
က
you
င်း
start
ကတော့
to
ပို
see
ပြောက်တယ်ပြီးရတော့
who
ဟို
is
တ
the
လောကထွက်လာ
nine
သေးတယ်
games
နော်
of the
ကောင်းတ
pro
ယ်
level. Oh, they're gonna
PA တွေ
take
ဘာ
over
တွေ
the
ကတော့
first
မြင်လိုက်ရ
game.
သေးတယ်
They're
ဘို
gonna
ကင်း
take
ကြီးကတော့
this,
လုံးဝ
like,
အပြောက်ကြီး
crazy cut around the trees, like, haha, I'm just gonna walk back.
Facebook comment เนี่ยတကယ်မတက်ဘူးဟေ့
Good old Lycan soloing the Tormentor. Now, this was like attempted to be nerfed so that the Golem and like the Helm of the Dominator no longer soaks damage from the Tormentor, so that it reflects more back to the heroes there. But he has so much minus armor that it doesn't reflect enough. So he does manage to just solo Tormentor. It's a big play. Not having to commit anybody else to the top side of the map to get that Abaddon shard for the Snapfire is pretty huge.
Yeah, the shard would have been good for either support. I think you guys are familiar with the Shadow Demons nowadays, but for Snapfire, this just makes the cookie a little stronger. It heals now the target and has a
ကဲ
bit
နောက်
more
တော့တန်း
impact
ခေ
damage.
နော်ခုနလို
But the
မျိုး
big thing
ပြန်ကန်း
that
ပတ်
I
နိုင်မ
think
လားတော့ကြည့်ရ
maybe
မယ်ဒါပေ
is
မဲ့ခုန
starting to
ပွဲလို
snap
မျိုး
fire
တော့
a
လေ
little
ကိန်း
vital
အရန်
is
strong
that
နဲ့
level
ကယ်ပြီးတော့
10
မဖြစ်နေ
talent
ဘူး
is now this
အဲ့တော့
plus
တန်ပလား
35 more
ဒါတော့တာတယ်
versus
မာစီထက်တော့
DPS
ပုံမိုက်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
that the cookie is
ရန်ကြီး
gonna
တော့မ
get
ဟုတ်ဘူး
because it now applies the Mortimer's kisses like one impact. So it's a lot of farming speed for this hero.
Yeah, light
Icy
bully.
Box to get
Yeah,
real rich, but it's also good damage in
Yeah,
team
man.
fights, especially to break refraction. This is okay.
Okay.
Now this one's bullying.
Bro.
This one's bullying. The last one was
Chill.
revenge for the whiffed coil.
He's being mean. I mean, here's the thing. Like the
ဒီ
game
ပွဲ
is
နိုင်တော့
really
ရာ
hard
တူ
because
ဟွာဆရာကြီး
Buck
သုံးယောက်
has
ခေါ်လိုက်မယ်
such a free game right now. Like there's not much on Spirit they can do to connect on these kills, especially when they had the Aegis. But with how much pressure on the map this Lycan is applying, as well as Puck, like any of these supports get caught out and die to him. It's one of the reasons we see Puck such a high priority hero in the patch. One thing I'm noticing, like you're just like, you know, Boxy might start getting farmed. He's already farmed. He's pretty much the same net
That's
worth as the
true.
off lane of Collapse. And with the Mortimer Kisses shard,
ကေးပါသမားဟုတ်တယ်
with the-
ဟော
the-
အချိန်
the
ကြီးက
shard
ကေး
on
ဒါပေမဲ့
Sapphire,
19
it
កောင်းလို့
applies less impact
တော်တော့မဟုတ်
damage,
အချိန်ရ
but
တော့
it
ကောင်း
does
တယ်ကွာ
not
22 မိနစ်မှာပွဲက
reduce damage,
32កောင်းဆိုတော့
which is
ကေး
why
ကိုပါ
that-
အစိမ်း
that
ဒါပေ
type of
မဲ့
talent you're talking
ပွဲ
about
ရ
is
မ်းမ
so
ပြတ်သွားဘူးလို့
You know, part of the reason Snapfire dropped off is that she used to
ဒီ
have that
ဟို
level
မင်းရဆိုရင်တော့ကေးကိုပါကောင်းသေးတယ်ဒီ
would get her attack
32
damage
မိနစ်ကို
and
32
everything,
កောင်း
and then level 25 it would split. They swapped those, which just hasn't been as good for her.
နည်းတော့ပွဲက32မိနစ်လောက်ကတော့အောက်ထစ်ကြာမှာပဲ
This shard
10မိနစ်မှာဆို
is
တော့
farming
ဖြတ်သွားနိုင်
tools
အိုး
like
ရောက်ချက်ကိုမ
fast
ပြောင်းနေ
than
ဟုတ်ပြီ
ever. This
ဒီ
is
ပို့ချ
bullying.
က
Guys,
အဲ့
leave the
တော့
push
ပြန်
go
မထိုးဟန်ဟုတ်ပြီ
Well, he came in there to try and
အာ
find
ဟမ်
Nikkei,
ဒုံး
but
လေးတာ
again,
ဟီကိုချက်ပြောင်းပြီပါ
last game it worked against the TA because there's not much you can do
အော
about
က်မှာ
it. But
တန်
this
ပလာလေး
game,
ရှောတော့
he has a stun creep with
Bro.
him at all times. He is
အောက်မှာရာတူရှောပြီ
refusing
ပါဖမ်း
to
ပြီ
let
ပါ
himself get controlled by the Shadow Shaman.
အေး like ကန်တကယ်ဆိုတာနော်ရာတူတေးနှစ်ခေါက်သုံးခေါက်လောက်ကအေး like ကန်နဲ့ scout တယ်အညာ
once again.
brain coin ဆဆနာ fire စစ်နေ
Foxy
ဘာ
on
မှ
a
လုပ်လို့မရ
mega
ဘူး
kill.
ကဲအဲ့တော့မိနစ်30တောင်ခံမှာတော့မလားမသိဘူးဟောင်းပွဲကြီးကတော်တော်တော့ network ပြတ်လာ
Broke a little bit. I guess
Oh,
you're kind
14K.
of waiting for the next Aegis, but I think you can just throw summons at it. Like you have the Lycan Wolves and the the Helm of the Overlord. You got the Helm of the Dominator from Marcy. If you don't want to take too much risk, pushing the high ground without Aegis, like, yeah, you just do this, right? Just have the creeps hit it. Look, fourth of the tower down. Barely any risk. You just play the map, keep getting farmed, waiting for Aegis. This, though, is exactly where Spirit is scariest. So, they managed to do it last game. They do it again here.
Boxy gets feared up onto the high ground. Marcy finished an Ags, which is pretty scary. So now you have the AoE silence in the fights. Now, of course, Fleeting Fury does not.
Boxy, oh, di ba masaro mi do mi wa bi yaw.
Does catch Boxy. He's a big target, but he's pretty.
Oh, ma downနေတာပဲကြည့်အောင်Boxy တကောင်တွက်နေရောက်ရင်မားဆိုပြန်ပေးလိုက်ရ
It's a 1-for-1. You trade
တော်
your
မာတယ်
top lane for the Snapfire. I guess.
ဟုတ်တယ်ရတူတို့
Guess it's, you know,
ဒီပွဲရတူတို့ကတာမန်လောက်ဆိုတော့ခုနလိုမျိုးကြီးတော့ထမ်းလို့မရဘူး ဒီရှောင်းမဲထမ်းလို့ရပါ
You did lose one barracks though, so even though it's just the ranged, it will push in your favor, especially because Lycans buy the shard at some point, which also pushes in all the lanes.
Yeah.
So your map's getting your map's getting smaller. It's getting tricky, and that's very annoying as Roshan is up, right? It gives you so much information for Liquid to play with. Hey, they're not defending their mid lane, so don't go into Rosh yet. They must be here. As soon as someone goes and shows, then you can go into the pit. Which at least you have an Ember Spirit, so he can remnant, you know, near his team and then hold that mid lane. They're gonna have to play like that.
Hey, like him,
They're scouting with the wolves once again. Maposh was like, bro, leave me alone. He saw some TPs coming. He's like, guys, they have to see us. He drops his sentry, sees the wolf, and just immediately runs for his life.
At some point, you're gonna be like, guys, just don't play near me. They always see me. They always get me. Just go somewhere else. Alright, here's the Rosh, which, as if it wasn't fast enough, thanks to the negative armor.
အပြင်ထွက်ဆိုင်မှာရတော့နည်းနည်းတော့အင်းနေများလို့ပဲရောက်ရင်
He's got a prowler too. This is unfair. Did you see the ward dropped on the high ground there? Thanks to the summon, I believe.
ဟို Shadow Demon လည်းထောက်ထားတယ်ဘယ်သူမှဒီကောင်နေတက်လို့ရမှာမဟုတ်
And the ancient prowler.
High ground မဲ့ဆောက်ရတော့ပိုကောင်းပါတယ်
Aegis and the Aghanim or the Roshan's banner. Pretty much what you get from this. They're not going to contest. Spirit, I think, no. They are so far behind, and losing the Rosh fight would probably end the game. Nisha goes in aggressively. He actually manages to find the Templar assassin, but she does get the blink away. Does she have BKB done on TA?
She does.
Okay, good.
Muerta gets killed in the meantime. Yeah, this is where
BKB
so a lot of people would just have the gut reaction to TP, panic, get out of there. They know they're in a bad spot. They have to make space. They have to stay on the map as much as possible. So knowing that he can BKB TP home if absolutely necessary, he's trying to stay, cut creep waves. That's where Liquid was just trying to push. They were
high ground နေတော့တက်ပြီ
Got them in the mid lane though, so you can start with this and then just make your way to one of the side lanes.
Yeah, you don't need to. You want to secure the mid lane and get this taken out of the way because it does give you an avenue into the base if you want to make like a smoke, like kind of what happened last game, right? With Collapse smoked on the high ground, looking for like a blink spear back. Like you can do a very similar play on Liquid with the summons and having Nisha on the puck. God, he's level 18 on Marcy, so you have the increased attack speed on the Fleeting Furies as well as the ult. They're gonna drop the Chungus ward here to try and delay the push.
Agree with you, ရှိတယ်
Marcy, even though she could kill this thing, it's not really worth it. You don't want to waste your ultimate on killing this big ward, so Nisha is just gonna sit here, try and whittle down the racks. Should get the blink out. He does. They know Collapse is there. The ward doesn't see them, but somehow they have vision.
He's actually trapped himself in there.
ဟုတ်တယ်ကွာ F vision နဲ့ collar ကိုမြင်
He has Aegis vision. In the base, is it not just like the there's a ward on the side,
Marcy,
but then also just the curveball illusory orbs.
And near အဲ့တော့များ speed ကောင်းလိုက်တာရောက်ရင် BKB ဖွင့်သွားတယ်
Marcy's gonna turn around, pop the ultimate, start to lay into Collapse. He's running away. He's trying his best to backpedal out of here, but it's not enough. They get the kill, and Yatoro
Boxy တော့တောက်လျှောက်တော့ပြခွဲဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားနေသေးတယ်
shot pulls Boxy right back into the hands.
ပြတ်သွားလားပြတ်တော့ပြတ်သွားတယ်ဆိုရင်နောက်မှာ Amber တကောင်ထက်လျှောသွားပြီးတော့ Betin Spirit ဆိုင်ဖို့တော့တော်တော်ကြီးကတ်တော့ကတ် Lycan လိုက်ကြိုက်ပါ
guys one by one.
Amber buyback.
A buyback on the Ember. Nisha into
Amber ထက်လျှောမယ်တင်တယ်နော်
But Morel, great
တက်
shot.
လို့မရဘူးကွာရတော်က BKB ပြီးသွားပြီ
it's not enough. There's really no damage.
Oh, Emma Pine bet here.
Yaro
Take
able
your
to stay
madam.
on top of
Go on,
these
Mr.
heroes.
Oh, you need the TA to do the damage. If she can't hit the hero, you're not getting the kills. You didn't lose your full barracks, but I don't know if Nisha's done. He's actually still here, poking a little bit. He's going to play it safe for the rest of his team. You still have 2 minutes on Aegis. You don't even have to take this right now.
Hello, bro. It's a bella, no? Achara, I think it's part of our.
Maybe the Wolves just finished the job. Here comes the
really like it. သူပေါ်လာတယ်ပြန်ကြည့်ပေးနေတာတင်တယ်အခုချိန်ကအဲ့လို view တွေအကုန်လုံးကကြာဆင်းနေတာဆိုတော့
2 racks down for Liquid. This is a much cleaner finish compared to game 1 where they got the lead and a series of events off of a good fight from Spirit allowed to come back for Spirit.
အဲ့ Aegis ကိုခဏအော်ဒါပေမဲ့40တစ်ခေါက်တော့ရှိမယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ခုန Emma ပိုင်ဘက်ကြီးဆိုးသွားတာ
You just got to do it one more time and the game is essentially yours.
ကဲအဲ့လိုဒီမော
Cookie on 4
အော်
trying to get him
မ
out.
ရတော့
They
ဘူး
do manage to
ဒီ
break the
ပိုစီး
shackles
ချင်
of
တယ်
Spirit
ဒီဘက်က
back and
Amber
forth.
လည်း
They
ဖြတ်
just
ချော
don't
သွားပြီ
have
လို့ပိုင်ဘက်နဲ့
Marcy's in the back, killing everyone.
Just solos Ember
Yeah,
Spirit
GG
thanks to
ba.
the silence. He GG's. I was like, yeah, this one's it, guys. Finally,
တိုက်ဆိုင်တယ်အကုန်ရောက်လာတာပဲကိုရီ Discord ကတတိုက်
maybe because Yadaro picked
ကဲ Game 3သွားပြီနော် Spirit ကဒီပွဲက Yadoro ကျွန်တော်တို့ဘယ်လိုပြောရမလဲအထောင် carry မဟုတ်တာလေပါ
Game 2 Liquid playing a flawless game. This was
အဲ့ကျ10 point ကကိုရှိုင်းရိုက်တဲ့ကားတွေပွဲကမရတော့ Yadoro ခုနကလို More Plane နဲ့မှရမယ်
in the support pool now. He crushed it.
အဲ့တော့နော်အချိန်တွေက Game 3တော့ထက်ကြည့်ရပြီ
It was
သူကကောင်းတော့ကောင်းပြီမဲ့အဲ့ Yadoro Hero က ဘယ်လိုပြောရမလဲ လုံလောက်အောင် carry လို့မရဘူးပေါ့ Ambler ကြီးနဲ့ဟောဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရ
Spirit kind of initiating and you
ကဲ
react
အဲ့
to
တော့
that.
တော့မကြခင်
It was a little bit with the
နော်
foil.
Game
I think
3
there was one wolf cripple
ကပြီးတော့ကြည့်ရမယ်အဲ့တော့ Game 3ကတော့ရှင်းတယ် Yadoro Hero ကြည့်လိုက်မယ် Yadoro Hero ကလိတ်ကင်းကျန်းတယ်ပါညာခုန Game 1 လိုမျိုး Hero ဆိုရင်နော် Spirit ကမစိုးဘူးဒါပေမဲ့အခုလို Templar လောက်နဲ့ကြတော့ early ဘိုင်းမတိုင်ပြီးသွားပြီ
or if it's just like yes it just fit what we need
ဟုတ်တယ်ဟဲ့အောင်
particular game.
ဟုတ်တယ် W
Generally,
Guys အားလုံးကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ဒီမှာနော် reach တော်တော်လေးတက်သွားတယ်
the howl with the wolves. It was enough to like kill a support in the early game.
ကဲအဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲကျွန်တော် Game 3ပြန်တွေ့ပါမယ်နော်
You
တိုင်းလေးရဲ့ကူညီတဲ့ကဏ္ဍလားအားလုံး
blast as well to get some extra
view
damage.
900တွေပါဖြစ်သွားတယ်
Slow and
ဟောရှိုင်းလေး
almost
ကဲ
killed
အဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲပြန်တွေ့ပါမယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ Game 3 See you guys.
You know, Boxy died in lane. It's like he ended up contributing to so many kills. He was on like a mega kill spree at one point. I think he went like 1 in 5 or something, or 1 in 4, and then came back and had like 4 or 5 unanswered kills in that mid game, just contributing so much. And really cool game from Liquid. Again, Saberlight's like tier, really. Like he was all over the map with these wolves.
And good use of the wolves moving around. I think also the Marcy, they had a little bit of a slower start in the lane. Spirit started with the 3 kills at the beginning of the game. But as soon as they got the Helm of the Overlord, they managed to find several fights in a row that really not only saved their game, but then put them in the lead to take control of it. And I think that's something that they have to... You have to keep doing versus Spirit. You know, like, you don't want them to go into the...
Dire's middle tower is under attack. middle tower has fallen.
Body la, holy shit. Ah, ne, Bob. You tell me, yeah. Oh, ne, kana ne. Shiny, vale. Shiny like sorry, top point la. Yeah, ye tao vi pian win la. What the fuck? Shit ya la uti am. Oh, di ma. Mo bao ya. Mo bu body we the we ne la. What the fuck? Oh, de di ma. Oh, power or shiny. Ma vi a channel influencer. Oh. ဟုတ်တယ်ဓာတ်ပုံလေးရိုက်လိုက်မယ်ကွာမဘောတွေနဲ့ဘောတွေလို့ထင်တာပဲအဲ့လောက်တော့မ view 2900တွေပါဖြစ်ကုန်အခုပြောင်းလူတွေကိုဗိတ်ရအောင်မယ်ဟောခဏနဲ့တသေးဘောတွေဖြစ်နေအောင်မယ်မသိဘူးဘာလဲတော့နော်ကိုလိုအညာတရကက်စတာတယောက်ကအမှ view 2900ဘာညာဘောမိုင်တွေရှောက်တင်ပြီးတော့အမှမသိတဲ့လူတွေကြွားပေးရမှာပေါ့ဒါမျိုးကတော့အားကြပါရဲ့ပွဲပြတာဒီမှာဒုကေဒီမှာ3000နေပါကြော်ကုန်ပြီဟိုကြကိုအကောင်ပြတ်ဝအောင်မယ်နော်ဘောတွေဆောင်းမများလို့ဆိုပြီးတော့ဟိုဒီတည်းက 3.1k ဒါလေ3.1ရဲ့မဟုတ်ရမဟုတ်ခဏ channel ပြတ်ဝအောင်မယ် 3.5k ဘာလဲဘောတွေဟောနဲ့ရှိမယ် channel ပြတ်ဝတယ်နားနေ 3.8k ရဲမိုင်းလေးတင်မှာမနာဘူးပါညာဟာကြီးလေအဲ့ဒါဘောတွေပုတ်လေကိုနဲ့ခင်နဲ့ streamer view အားလုံးပေါင်းလိုက်တော့အဲ့ view မရှိဘူး what the fuck I mean, this is Sunday morning. I'm holy bad team, my fool. 3.8. Yeah, that's yeah. Who live here? Ha. You want to say now? They just the only very boring. Yeah, Momo, can I guys stop? Hold up, your woman, no. I need more to get a compare woman. A boy is someone Spanish. 4.2 give a pick up me shit. Nah, no. စားတော့900လောက်ထိရတော့ဒါဘာညာနောက်တယ်ပေါ့ shiny light string ကို light string ဖွင့်လိုက်လို့ view တက်သွားတယ်ထင်တာအခုကကြီး 4.5k တွေရောဟဲ့အကောင့်ပြောက်သွားရင်တော့ shiny အိမ်မှာထမင်းခေါ်ကြွေးထားမှရတော့မယ်အကောင့်ကပြတ်တော့မယ်တင်တယ်ဘောတွေဆောင်းဝဲစပန်နဲ့ channel ဆိုပြီးတော့ဟမ်ဘယ်လိုလောက်ကCyber score လေးတော့ဖွင့်ထားလိုက်ဘောဟိုပါမိုင်းဒီလောက်နဲ့မြောက် post တင်လိုက်တော့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံရဲ့ပထမဆုံး2025ရဲ့ 4.7k view 1300နှစ်ပဲရှိတာလူပါအေးလို့အဲ့ဒါဘယ်လိုလောက်ကလဲတော့မသိဘူးလောက်ကဒါမဲ့မဟုတ်လေသိရမလားကိုရီဒီ gaming နယ်ပယ်ရမှုတဲ့ကောင်တွေကိုကျွဲလိုက်အောင်မယ်ဘော်လေး 5k ဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်လိုက်မလားအဲ့ဒါနဲ့ဒီ message ကြီးကခဏ post တယ်view 5k Game 3ကဒီမှာကျွန်တော် Cyber Score ကြည့်လိုက်မယ်နော် View 5k ရတဲ့အထိမ်းမှန်နဲ့ပြပန်းစားတော့မယ် 5k ဖြောသွားပြီအဲ့ဒါဘယ်လိုလုပ်ကြတော့ဟိုတော့မတက်လာပါဘူး reach တော့မတက်လာဘူးအဲ့ကွာမစိုးဘူးနော်ဆောင်းလူရှိန်မှာ 5k 5k live view ကဲဘောတွေပြန်ဆင်းပြီเนาะဘောတွေအလုံးချိန်ပြီးပြီထွက်ကြမယ်ပါ live view 5k ရတာကိုရိုက်ထားပြီးသွားပြီအဲ့တော့ဘောတွေထွက်လို့ရပြီအဲ့ဒါဘလို့ဝယ်ရလဲ what the fuck ဝယ်ခြင်းလို့လို့ပါတော့ဟမ်လက်ရှိကမြန်မာနိုင်ငံမှာ Dota ပွဲရပြရင် view မရှိတော့ဘူးအဲ့ view တွေဝယ်ဖို့လိုနေဘောတွေထွက်သွားကြပြီကွာသိမကောင်းတော့ဘူး Game 3ကခုနကကျွန်တော်ပြောလို့ပဲ Spirit ကိုကြည့်မယ်အကယ်၍ Spirit ကဟွာပေါ့ Spirit က early ဘိုင်းကိုနည်းနည်းခံစောနိုင်မယ်ပြီးတော့ Yatoro Hero ကတည်းကလေဂိမ်းဆောင်းဆွမ်းတဲ့ကောင်ဆိုရပြီ view 4k ဘာ view 4k လေခုန view 5k တောင်တက်သွားသေးတယ်နော်ဘောမှာရဘူးရပြီအဲ့ဒီ view လေးပြန်လုပ်ပေးပါဦးမှာ 4. အကုန်ဘောတွေအလုံးနားသွားပြီ 4.6 တပြေးပြေးကျလာပြီ subscribe နဲ့ like ဒီကောင်เนี่ย subscribe like တော့ပေးမှာမဟုတ်ဘူး။ကောင်เนี่ยဒီတိုင်းပဲ live view နောက်တာလောက်ပဲ။တရားတယ်။လူဆက်ရောက်တဲ့အကိုဗန်မုံတော့အကားဖို့အားချန်ထားတယ်နော်။လောက်လိုက်တော့ invite လေးတစ်စောင်းကပြီ။ကပြီ။4.7k ကဲအဲ့တော့ draft စပြီလားဒီမှာအားချောင်းနေတယ်မင်းတို့နော်ဒီဘာဖြစ်ကောင်းပါတယ်အမှတ်တရပေါ့တော်တယ်ဘသူငါပြောသလိုဒီ game industry ကမဟုတ်တဲ့လူတွေတော့ရှိန်သွားလောက်တယ်မိုင်လေးကောက်တင်လိုက်ပါညာအကြောင်းတော့ကောင်းနေပါတယ်ဘာလဲပေါ့ခဏဒီကောင်းလေးဘယ်မှမစားသေးဘူးပပန်းမစားသေးပါ I view 5k မြန်မာနိုင်ငံပထမဆုံးတော့မဟုတ်ပါအရင်ခက်ကောင်းတော့ရကြနော်ခုနောက်ပိုင်းမြန်မာနိုင်ငံရဲ့ view 5k ရဟုတ်ကဲဖွေးလိုက်တော့ဟုတ်ဒါစတာကျွန်တော်ပေါ်တာတွေဝိုင်းစားနေဒါတကယ် view မဟုတ်ခုနကြည့်ရနီးတော့ရှိတယ်ဗျကိုမန့်နဲ့မတွေ့လိုက်တယ်တို့ရတကယ်လူကြည့်နေတာ132ယောက်ပဲအဲ့ကြည်နီးတော့ရှိလောက်တယ်ဘယ်လိုကြည်လဲတော့မသိဘူးဘာရှိုးလာတယ်လို့တို့ရကျန်းကောင်းပြီဆရာကြီးdraft တော့မစားသေးဘူးအဲ့ draft လေးဆိုင်ပြန်လာခဲ့မယ်နော်ဒီမှာ cyber score တောင်ချိုးဖွင့်တာအဲ့ရတရောဒီမှာ pit ban တော့စပြီ ban တော့စပြီပြောတာiPhone သူကဘယ်မှလာတော့မဟုတ်ဘူး bro ဒီအဲ့ဖောတယ်ဘယ်လိုလဲဆိုတော့ကိန်းကနေမဲ့ရှိတာဒီဘက်မှာအဲ့တော့ YouTube ရဲ့ stat တွေတော့မတက်ဘူးဥပမာဗျာပုံမှန် 4.3k view ဆို reach ကအနည်းဆုံး2000နဲ့3000လောက်ဖြစ်ရမှာ2000 3000ခံမှန်း2000တော့အောက်ထစ်ရှိရမှာအခုကျွန်တော်ရဲ့ reach ကလူ2000ရှိပဲရှိတာဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့လို view ကြီးက4000ကျော်pain first bid ဒီပါအားချောင်းနေဟိုဘက်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်တာပြောလေနော်ဒီကောင်လေးနဲ့ဆရာစားချန်နေမပြောပြဘူးဒီအိမ်မှာအဲ့ view လေးဝယ်လိုက်ရမှာအဲ့ဒါဆိုလူရှိန်သွားပြီဘတ်ဆိုမဘလုံးပွဲကလည်းဘယ်ရမလာမှာမဟုတ် view တွေခဲ့ချင်ဟောတယ်ဗျာ liquid ကနီရှာပတ်ပဲကွာအဲ့ဒါဆိုရင်တော့အတူတူ late game hero တွေဘန်းလိုက်ရင်ပြီးသွားပြီပြီးတော့တိလာဒီပွဲ Saberlight ရဲ့ like အောင်ဘန်းအဲ့ခုနကပွဲက like ကြောင့်ရှုံးတာ like ဆောင်းဆို like နဲ့ကောင်နှောက်နေရတယ်တော်ဆောက်ခတ်သွား
Spirit ban the puck, or if they get it themselves, how this is going to affect Liquid in Game 3. Now, the coin toss happened. I don't know if I should spoil it, but it is not expected in terms of the result. So we will talk about that when we actually get there, but kind of a first, I think, for us in this event.
I'm not too surprised, but I'll save my thoughts till I see it play out.
ကိုချီပါတို့နေတော့လည်းခံရမှာပဲဗျာကိုချီပါတို့ကို shiny တို့လို့ influencer မဟုတ်တော့လေနော်လို့ view ဆိုတာကိုယ့်ရဲ့ဘဝပဲတခါမှမရဘူးအကောင့်ဘန်းဝိုင်းတော့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ YouTube မရှိမဲ့ subscriber 5k YouTube channel လေးဘန်းဝိုင်းတော့နေကောင်းပြီဟောဒီ spam လို့ဆိုပြီးတော့
we screwed up but we can learn that's why we're such a good team we learn we need a new hero for Yatoro going into game number 3 and that will secure us
ပတ်ပဲဆိုတော့ကွာ liquid တော့ကြိုက်တယ်အဲ့ဆိုဒီရှာပတ်ကပွဲတိုင်းဆောင်းဆောင်းရတယ်
Interesting draft to say the least, but I think we can go ahead and talk about it now. Liquid won the coin toss and they chose Radiant instead of first pick, which I don't think I mean maybe it's happening.
အမေဟိုဘက်ကဘိန်းနေတော့နော်ပတ်ကိုနည်းနည်းလေးထောက်ထားတဲ့သဘောဘိန်းရင်ပစ်တယ်လို့ပတ်မထွက်လာအောင်ဒါပေမဲ့ဟိုကောင်းလေးရွေးတာပဲပတ်ပဲ
against first pick and then they lost with first pick in this draft. So, what are your thoughts on this, Zach?
I'm not too surprised. I mean, I'm a little surprised, but I kind of think the first pick thing is a little bit overvalued right now because of the nerfs that came into some of the strongest heroes. I think there's enough heroes that are powerful that even with the second pick, you're gonna get something good, and something good versus what they just took on their first pick. And it's not so one-sided because of imbalance in the game that it just doesn't matter that we counterpicked. Their hero is just simply too good. I don't think the first pick, like choosing first pick with your priority, has a massive win rate advantage getting into this tournament. I have to double check where that's at, but I do think there's value to having second pick versus a team like Team Spirit that has, such powerful final picks in Yatoro with his wide hero. But I also think if you're trying to play fast and you
liquid soul ပေါ့ကြီးကောင်းနေတော့အမို့လေဒီလိုလို့မခဲကိုအေး separate လို့ပြောမလဲ let's pick ကို let's pick up သူရ
Radiant side often has
အကမ်းပြ liquid let's pick ကွာဒီတစ်ခေါက်က
the way Roshan spawns
liquid let's pick ဆိုတော့မစိုး
favors the way Radiant plays
ဘက်ကို Yatoro နိုင်တဲ့ hero နဲ့သိရမလားအဲ့လို counter ထောက်လိုက်
that might fit their
အဲ့ဆိုပြီးသွား
style
Yatoro carry တဲ့မှာအမြဲ drop ကိုမစင်းစားမနဲ့ Yatoro carry ကိုနိုင်မဲ့ carry ပစ်လိုက်ပြီးပါ
like in the first pick now because there's still some big heroes that have made it through. And last position they banned the Dawnbreaker here. I think if you don't ban the puck, they will go for it because you do ban Marcy at least. So you're not going to get this like 9-pick Marcy as the response to whatever Spirit come with. I do firmly believe Marcy is too good of a hero to let through right now. We see last game, it's a 9th pick Marcy ends up absolutely dominating because she just isn't really answerable in the lane. And once you have Helm of the Dominator, Fleeting Fury just takes off. and starts to snowball. They will ban out the Lycan as well. That is some respect.
Respect the Saber Chad.
So
mixing it up rather than so much priority on the mid hero, kind of leave it open.
We'll
get another counter pick later on. We don't think it's the biggest issue. That's some confidence from Spirit. Bane helps to control. It's a very good tool to have. You could also clear him out. Granted, Puck can also get to Bane to cancel some of that, but it's something that Miposhka is really good at. And it's a very strong laner that can be flexed between 4 and 5, which has been where Spirit seems to have struggled a little bit.
So the question is, if you ban the Puck, or if you pick the Puck, ban Void Spirit, you're pretty much guaranteeing the Ember matchup in mid again. Like, it's very unlikely that they will go something else because it seems to be like the remaining good hero. And if you're Team Liquid here, there's no way you let Void Spirit through because it is such a good matchup once you get the Aghanim Scepter, and if you have any other lockdown for it, it becomes very difficult. Nisha just laughing. He's like, all right, yeah, whatever, guys. I'll just keep playing Puck. Why not?
Come on, Morel. Hit him with the Huskar. Hit him with the Huskar.
I mean, does Huskar even beat Puck in lane, though?
Depends if
because
you're
you
a good
can kind of
Huskar.
just avoid him, right?
I think it depends if you're a good Huskar. I've seen it work. Dragon Knight Sniper or like some.
Liquid.
I think the bigger issue more than like picking Huskar itself is that Huskar is actually, I know we meme as like, oh, easy lane win game, but there's actually a lot of like execution behind it that you can't mess up with, and the team as a whole needs to play around it, which if your Huskar player is the stand-in, you know, it's just it might be a little tricky to make that happen.
Shadow Demon ban
Void
very
Spirit?
good. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be the Void Spirit ban. We'll see. Last game, we saw the Shadow Demon into the Shadow Shaman. You said for the same reason, like if you get shackled or something, it's a great way of saving the target. Fiend's Grip and Nightmare, same idea. So this is like one of those heroes that you don't want to deal with. Now, one thing to consider in Insania Classic is the Oracle. So we might be seeing something like that kind of sneak its way in, or the Elder Titan. Both of those heroes are heroes that Insania love to play. And they play well into Bane.
A lot of time, are they thinking about maybe letting the Void Spirit through? Like, how can we deal with it? No, okay, yeah, just get rid of it, guys. Maybe they were thinking.
I mean, probably Liquid go chai me. Abaddon carry ya hunia makong. Abaddon carry chi bi wa bi. Anyhow, လက်ရှိကကိုကမြန်မာနိုင်ငံရဲ့ view အများဆုံး player ဖြစ်သွား။ view အများဆုံး streamer ဖြစ်သွားပြီ။ ည7 နာရီမှာဘယ်သူမှ view 4K မရှိဘူး guys တိုက်လား bro
is actually still in the pool
အဲ့တော့ channel subscribe လုပ်ပါသေး subscribe လုပ်ထားတော့မြန်မာနိုင်ငံရဲ့ view အများဆုံး streamer Casata we
that's something that's quite good
live view 4K ဆိုတာခေါ်ပဲ
in the past be pretty good versus Bane as well since you have the long range glimpse to mess with stuff oh yeah Clockwork will work as well multiple ways to get to the Bane and cancel his abilities. A fast-paced hero to set something up. They've been picking very early aggressive carries. TA still in the pool if they want to go back for that.
I'm trying to think like what hero in lane they want to pair it with. I also am not sold that this has to be the 5 position, right? It could be something else, but Clockwork dealing with a Bane in the late game is always really good, and then giving you kind of like a tanky body in that safe lane if you do want to pick like a ranged 5 or a ranged carry of some kind.
Hey, Abaddon မကြိုက်ဘူးကွာ
for the side of Spirit
ဟိုမှာ Michael hero တွေရှိပါတယ် Abaddon ကျတော့ Michael နဲ့တိတ်မလိုက်ဘူးခုနေ့ကလေနော်အဲ့ Michael Abaddon နှစ်ပွဲလုံးရှုံးနေတယ်
now that Clockwork's been picked, you might need a higher
Abaddon အဲ့ဒါဆိုရင်တော့ Liquid နဲ့ကြိုက်အောင်မယ်
No, okay, they'll pick up
ဟုတ်တယ် Abaddon off လိုက် Abaddon off ပြီးတော့ဒီဘက်က Yatoro hero ကြည့်ပြီးတော့ပဲနော် Yatoro ကဒါဆို don't carry လားအဲ့မ don't mid လား Separate ကလောက်တက်တယ် don't mid တွေပါ
I think this will actually be Disruptor 5 and Rue on the Bane now, which Bane does okay versus Clockwork because he can sleep on
Yatoro don't carry
well, at least in the lane. Later on it's a little harder as like the hook shot, battery assault stuff comes in. But for the lane you can get by.
Wait, can you let take them? Void or Salada Disruptor.
You can also keep your distance, even though you're kind of a shorter ranged hero. I wonder if they're just gonna go back for again at some point. They've been doing it in the past.
Okay.
With that said, it hasn't totally been working.
Well, they don't lose anyone. Pure about. Okay,
I'm just not sure what that is. Oh wait, what if you did?
Hey, Dora boy, pian pian lah. Ma 4.4K 对啦。အဲ့တော့ Dora boy မှန်မှန်ပြနေတာဘလို့ဟိုစနေတာဘလို့တော့ကျွန်တော်ဘောတွေထည့်ပေးထားတာဒီမှာ reach က2000ပဲရှိတယ် view က 4K
Mostly because the tankiness and regen he gets in the river does allow him to kind of sustain against Puck. And your damage isn't
သုံးစားကိုပြောတော့1000ထည့်အော်နောက်ပွဲရမကောင်းဘူး Templar ဟာ don't carry ကွာ Templar မဟုတ် sorry don't me ကွာ Templar ကအမ Slardar မလား
Clockwork has a lot of things that make it annoying for a
Slardar မမလို့ Templar mid don't carry Slardar off
so you get trapped in the cogs I mean kind of stuck in there while the carry whacks at you so
ဒါတူတူရဲ့ don't carry ပြရမယ်ဘက်ကတော့ဒါပတ်ကိုနည်း
I like the idea that
ကောင်းတာတွေတပြုတ်လို့တော့ပြောလို့ရပတ်ကဒီဘက်ဂိမ်းရန်ခက်လို့နဲ့ disruptor ဘိန်း5ကောင်လုံးကကောင်းတာတွေပတ်ကိုပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်
once liquid reveals a little bit more
အဲ့ separate က hero 5ကောင်လုံးကပတ်ကိုကောင်းတာအပတ်ကတော်တော်နေကောင်းပါပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်
the chain here for team spirit so
အဲ့နီရှာမလုံးနိုင်ရင်เนาะမခဲအပါတန်းကလည်းကိုကြည့်သလောက်ကတော့တိတ်အဆင်မပြေဘူးတော့ separate
just because
ပေါင်းမယ်တင်တယ်
you want to synergize with it they go for the warlock so this will be a 4 position
Slardar mid တော့မဟုတ်တော့ဘူး Slardar mid လားတော်ကြည့်အောင်ကိုတော့ Templar mid တင်တာပဲ
for the carry role
ဘက်ကိုနိုင်အောင်လေ
which is really good if they decide to move this as an if they try to make
Slardar mid don't off ပြောလို့တော့မရအဲ့3အေးပေါ့ roll တွေကတော့ချင်းဆောလို့တော့
Abaddon's a really
Templar mid ဗျ Aturo okay ပဲအဲ့တော့ lane တောင်ကွာ lane မှာလည်းပတ်နဲ့ Templar ဆိုတော့ပတ်ကဆောင်းနေမယ်ပြီးွားရင်လည်းတနေ့ hero 4ကောင်ကအဲ့လိုပတ်ကိုဆောင်းဖမ်းလုံကောင်းတဲ့ကောင်နေနဲ့
versus the Slardar you may get bashed but that is where the warlock will help a lot to just heal you up ooh maybe okay could be offlane doom could be the carry
ကတော့ပြောနေတဲ့စမ်းကင်းတော့ယူ
for
အဲ့တော့ separate ပါပဲဒီပွဲမကြိုက်တာကတော့အဲ့ Aturo ရဲ့
warlock and the Abaddon
hero မဟုတ် Aturo ဖြစ်တယ် sorry မခဲရဲ့ hero ပဲနော်မခဲအပါတိုင်းရဲ့တော်တော်ပုတ်ဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရ
in a lot of these games so far bit open for both teams coming in here, I think it's carry or off lane you're looking for. Whoa, the Veno pretty sick. The off lane Veno for Saberlight. These guys have done their homework.
Aturo don't တခါမှမဆော့ထားဘူးလေ what the fuck တိုင်ပွဲတွေမှာဒီတိုင်ပွဲဆိုတာဟိုတနစ်နော်လွန်ခဲ့တဲ့တနစ်ကနေအခုချိန်ကြီး Aturo က don't carry တပွဲမှမဆော့ထားဘူးအဲ့လည်းရှိတော့အော်နည်းနည်းစမ်းသုံးကြည့်တဲ့ပုံစံ
already for the side of liquid so
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ cyber score ကြည့်တာဒါလေးတွေမှာ
can build spirit vessel I think would be really good they did this with the brewmaster earlier but brewmaster gets absolutely cooked by Slardar and Doom
Aturo don't carry တပွဲမှမဆော့ထားဘူးအဲ့တော့ကြည့်ရ
the Veno ban does make a lot of sense in terms of other offlane spirit vessel builders there's not a
I mean ကိုကတော့အဲ့
but there is a hero
တကယ်အပါတိုင်းကိုလုံးဝမယုံဟိုနေ့ကကြည့်ရတော်တော်ကြီးမားတယ်ပြီးတော့ BKB မသွားတာနဲ့အဲ့လိုဘာမှမလုပ်ရသူ
is a potential vessel builder
that'd be kind of cool
ကဲဟိုလောက်ကွက်ပြောက်တာ
what other heroes there are you do have Enigma actually but the problem is you have like decent amount of ways of stopping black hole with disruptor like pretty reliably
still take out the Ember. So they still think this could end up being just carry Doom, offlane Slardar, maybe someone wacky, carry Slardar, offlane Doom. They're worried about the mid heroes.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think it's guarantee Puck a good mid lane. I do think that these are probably the side lane heroes and that it would be something for Mirel in the mid lane that they need, but Mirel, they do ban the Enigma. Okay, so I was gonna say, I know it's a Saberlight classic, and he could just build Helm Dom on it, and they run at you again, so makes a little bit of sense, but the black hole, I wasn't sure if it would be too much of a threat. It would late game, though.
Oh, Leo, so.
I have a pretty good idea, but I don't know if it's going to be pickable yet. Depends on what Spirit goes here, but a potential dazzle in the off lane for Saberlight.
That could be kind of cool.
They do go Templar Assassin.
Into a TA.
Yeah.
3 times now.
Yeah, 3 games of TA. I do think it's one of those things you have to consider whenever there's a Slardar. The TA Slardar is going to be viable because just so much minus armor. So now I'm wondering what you pick in the off lane. I don't think you want to pick something like an axe, even though it's super high armor. It really struggles because like the.
ZZ ဖြစ်နေတယ် maybe အဲ့ဘောင်အားကိုနေနဲ့ပြောပြကြပါဦး
Creep Dragon's also a little difficult versus Bane
ကိုထဲဆိုတာ1000မဲ့ထဲရတော့ပြောပြ Fisher ပွဲတွေကကိုကမစော့ဘူးအပျော်ပဲဒီတိုင်းပဲကြည့်ရတာနည်းနည်းလေးမူပေါအောင်တော့ပဲစော့
Yeah, you could maybe do it, but I think it would be a bit
ကိုကြိုက်ရကိုရွေးကြ Fisher ပွဲရတော့ကိုလည်း serious စီပြောရမယ်ပြောရခတ်တော့
refraction looks like he does the same
ပျော်ပဲဗျာဒီတာ TI ကြိုက်တော့အဲ့လို share လုပ်မှာ TI
storm. Oh, okay, so I didn't get to say it. I was wondering if you would put TA mid, because that used to be an old school counter to puck. A high physical damage, refraction. You can only dodge so many on the puck. At some point, you start getting hit by Psyblades. But we just don't see it anymore because it's typically a carry. But if you do a weird carry like Doom, who doesn't have the same traditional scaling, you often want more right-click potential from your mid laner, which is now what the TA is. So that is cool. We don't see this nearly as much nowadays, ever since Puck got enough buffs that he can he does better in this matchup than in the past, but maybe not. Maybe Morel's got something up his sleeve here.
It's definitely a counter pick for most players that
အမေ TI ကြိုက်တော့တဲရှင်းပါနော် TI မှာ predict မှာကျွန်တော်ညမ်းလို့ဗျာအဲ့ဒါ share blink comment နေမှာပါကျွန်တော်ခန့်မယ် Fisher ပွဲတွေကတော့ရှင်းပြောရရင်အဲ့လောက်ကြီးပြောရခက်လုံးနေပျော်ပဲကိုလည်းအပျော်ပဲထည့်တာ serious ကြီးလည်းလိုက်မတွေ့ဘူး TI ကြိုက်ရင်တော့ share ကျုံ
and I'll get the Deso eventually. And that is a good timing for the Slardar to play around because by that time he probably has Blink himself, and we're just going to see them start running at heroes. You have really catch on your support.
ဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ကိုရီအာကြီးကမသိဘူးကစားကွက်ကြီးကတော်တော်ဆိုးနေတယ်အမှန်တိုင်းပြောရရင် အတီတာရောက်လာပြီလို့နောက်ဆုံး3နှစ်မှာဒီနှစ်တာထွက်ကအငြင်းဆုံးပဲဆော့တဲ့ပုံရောဟိုခြေစမ်းပွဲတွေရောငယူနဲ့ပွဲရောအဲ့လောက်ညံ့တဲ့အာကြီးမတွေ့ဘူး3နှစ်အတွက်ကိုရီးရေဘော်ကြီးကိုလိုအပ်နေတာနော်ရေဘော်ကြီးကိုအမှန်မှန်စာချုပ်ချုပ်ကမှာနော်ကတ်ကြီးကဘာလို့ဖို့မှမသိဘူးနော်ကတ်ကိုခေါ်မယ်စာကိုပေါ့ပါတီကိုပဲစာချုပ်ထက်ချုပ်လိုက်နော်လားစာပေးပြီးတော့ပြီးနေပြီ
which is the blinding fast.
နေမကောင်းတာဝေကိုလည်းနေမကောင်းဘူးပန်းကပါတွေရောက်နေ
I feel like we've been seeing it too often, but maybe it's good enough into TA.
I think it just kind of helps you in the lane get through that part.
အဲ့ရှိရလူနည်းနည်းလေး offset together ပေါ့လေလက်ရှိက Dota မှာ streamer တွေလည်းတော်တော်နားကြလူတွေများကိုတည်ရမှာ project နားဝါပြီးတင်ထားတာတွေ့တယ် H never like တိတ်မ swing တော့နားဝါပြီးပဲပြောရမယ်ပြီးတော့ mic လည်းနားဝါပြီးတင်ထားတယ်
pick Sand King so early.
Like win or lose. ကိုရီးလည်းနားမှာပဲအချိန်တစ်ခုရောက်သွားရင်ဘာလို့အဲ့လိုမျိုးပဲပေါ့လေကြီးတဲ့လူတွေလည်းတူတူပဲကြီးတဲ့လူတွေမှာလည်းနားတဲ့လူတွေကများလာကြားတဲ့လူတွေမှာလည်းနားတဲ့လူကများလာတယ်အဲ့တော့နောက်2နှစ်လောက်နေ community ကြီးကအဲ့လိုအသေးလည်းနည်းလာပြီဗျာတိလားကိုရီး community ကလူနည်းစုပဲရှိတော့တာဟောအဲ့တော့လူနည်းစုစီစီလုံးလုံးနေဒါပဲမှားချင်တာကတော့
too crazy I think
ဒီမှန်ပြန်ဖြစ်သွားပြီဒီမှာလေးလောက်လေဟာ180အဲ့တော့မမှန်လောက်သေးဘူးတင်တယ်ကိုစိတ်တင်တော့ view ကဒီ drop ပြီးတော့190လောက်ပဲရှိတာကိုကပုံမှန်
Granted, it's like you go Void Blades whenever you're playing against a summon hero, things like Beastmaster, Lycan, so that you can try and
အမို့တချို့ပြရလူနေတော့လေ maybe 180လည်းဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
So I understand the refractor pickup here. Smoke up here on both teams.
Drop ကတော့ကိုထင် separate နည်းနည်းလေးတာတယ်ထင်
I believe they saw collapse.
အနေပေါ့အဲ့တော့ဟိုနီရှာပတ်လှုပ်လို့ရဖို့ကမလွယ်ဘူး
On the top side.
အောင်မ
Saberlight gonna go and maybe
ဒီဘက်အဘာဒန်နေအဲ့လို warlord တွေနဲ့တော့နည်းနည်းထောက်ပေးထားတာပဲဒါပေမဲ့အလုံးလုံးနိုင်မယ်လို့တော့သိမထင်ဘူးဒီဘက်နီရှာလုံးနိုင်တော့ကောင်းလို့ပဲဒီကောင်တော်တော်ကောင်းလို့
crush comes
lower
out.
there. First
Will
blood.
grab it, but stuck inside the
Okay,
cog.
Nisha ya ino so.
Collapse box. He needs to get the body blocks, and he will. Beautifully done, continuing the chase. Do they have the damage to finish the job?
Nisha ya wa
So
bi.
close. One more
No,
auto
အဲ့ဒါတော့
attack
တော်တော်အရေးကြီးတာရောက်ရင်
goes to Nisha, and that is
Gamblerနဲ့
first
တင်ရမယ့်
blood
ချိန်
for
မှာ
the puck.
It's going to help a lot in this matchup. Look, already using curveball to get a little free extra regen. On the other side of the map, while that was happening, there was a glimpse to try to kill Saberlight, but a really well-timed burrow strike gets him out of that, keeping him alive.
အတော်တော်တိတာတာနော်ပုံမှန်ဆိုရင် Nisha ကဒီ mid ကိုကတိတ်နိုင်နေတာမဟုတ်ဘူးခုနပွဲ Amber တွေက
Disruptor, which there was a period where this was okay, but it's been
အမေအခုကျတော့ body အစိုးရရသွားပုံမှန်ဆိုဒီနေရာမှာတစ်လဲနေပြီ
really rocky.
ဟုတ်တယ်တကယ်ကောင်းတာကွာ in spirit က mid က Alright, mate.
Nisha will need that first blood. 4 last hits for Morel. Zoning out this puck hard with this counter pick.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the TA into the puck mid, and Morel in game 1 he kind of bodied Nisha as well in the Ember matchup. Game 2 Nisha adjusted very well. Ended up winning the lane. We might be seeing a little bit of a run back from game 1 though.
I think the first blood changes that somewhat. You kind of expect to lose these last hits no matter what. That's just like why TA is good with refraction versus puck. But that often leads to a delayed bottle timing, which then you miss out on the extra regen at the 2-minute water rune, which is like where this lane snowballs. But thanks to that first blood, he already has his
Mega
bottle,
clear
so
တော်တော်ကောင်းတယ်မဟုတ်အဲ့ဒီ
pressured.
သူတို့ဒီ yellow submarine ပေါ့ spirit ကဘယ်လို train နေလဲတော့မသိဘူး spirit ကလူကောင်းတွေအရင်ထွက်တယ်တော်တော်ဒါနဲ့ရှိ
Eventually stabilize this lane. You might always end up losing to the TA, but
ဟုတ်တယ်အပြင်လူလဲခေါ်စရာမလိုဆောင်းမိုက်
and then
ဒီမှာဈေးကြီးလည်းမပေးရအောင်အခုဆိုစစ်တန်းနှစ်ကိုငှားထားတာအများကြီးရမှာဒီကောင်တွေ parivation ကနေစစ်တန်းနှစ်လို player ငှားဖို့ကတော်တော်ပေးရမှာ
Well, that's a lot of damage bottom here on Amike. He's just dead.
အောက်မှာ ပြောပါတယ်နော် Michael ပါတယ်ကြီး
Insania yet to go ahead and give him the shadow word, and as a result they get themselves a big kill.
It's level 3 on the Slardar, I guess getting a lot of solo XP while Bane was out of the lane. Catching them off
now my
guard.
Saberlight
Double
type of
advantage.
shot.
Now getting Saberlight with the glimpse. All right.
ကိုရတော့ separate ကြိုက်တယ်အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်
Spirit this time.
ဒီက Nisha အရင်မလုံနိုင်တော့ဖတ်မှာပဲ game 1 game 2တော့ Nisha ဘက်ကတော်တော်လုံလုံနေ
It's gonna give them the Lotus in both sides, which you kind of need. Warless got endless regen, so getting a little bit more yourself for free from the Lotus pools will help.
Yeah.
Sustain the lane as we see him losing a massive chunk of his health there.
Nisha ကိုတကယ်ဖြဲတာကြောင့်
Reminiscent of game 1. Like looking at the CS in the lanes, like game 1 Spirit was substantially ahead CS wise in all 3 lanes, and it's happening again.
Now in game 1 Liquid was able to pull it back, although they ultimately lost. This time I think you have some of the tools to do that again. You've got Sand King with a Sandstorm, Clockwork. If he starts stacking or creep dragging for you, you can recover his game. It does mean the Doom's going to be free farming, get into that Midas real fast. But he's not that. He's still in a farming period after the Midas. He really needs to get to the Radiance at a good time. So there's still a window to punish him. Like if you recover.
အဲ့ဒါမနေ့ပြန် final day ဆိုတော့နှစ်ပွဲပဲဆုံးမှာရ
You recover.
Overbrook
get to that
final.
level, you know, maybe 6 epicenter. This Centaur.
It's stuck.
အဲပြဖို့အားရင်လည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးတော့ပြိုင်းသွားပြီ
Just bumped around by the creeps, I guess. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he sees it, because that's kind of behind a tree. And if you don't see it, sometimes you just don't know it's there. And you're like, they blocked my camp, guys. No, there's just a creep in there.
ပုံမှန်ဆန်းကြီးရတော်တော်မောနေရပဲဟိုဒါပုံမှန် view ပဲခုနကကျွန်တော်လာဆတာဘော်တယ်
Dude, he doesn't see it.
Oh no.
Is
Yeah,
it
but
gonna
it
be-
won't
affect the spawn box. It kind of looks really far back.
It keeps trying to walk
ဟာ
into
error ကြီးလေစန်တော်တော့အောက်ကြသွား
Okay, it won't. That centaur is just stuck in prison.
That's crazy. I've never seen that actually. That he almost got mega griefed because the trees regrew as well, which means if you don't get a camp spawn, you'd be so lost on where it is.
I mean, Magic annual, or I'm not even
They're not really getting a whole lot out of this top lane. Yatoro is.
I get busy at phone.
Not
not be honest. Lane male, but I'm a little.
Back to base on Saberlight, get closer to his phase boots. As Mapochko is looking for a glimpse target. Really nicely done. Bottom lane, Mickey nightmared back quite a bit. Does have an aphotic shield, which he's going to have to use as well as 10 Wantars. He wants to survive this bash. Damage is just too much and collapse will crush him one more time. This should just be a double kill now. He can't survive this either. This offlane Slardar is owning them.
He over. Let's see how much time below. Yeah, but yeah, over. Let's see. Don't let him name the loop.
Slardar getting to work with these bashes. You can't underestimate him. The damage is already done by the time you apply the aphotic shield too. So like you've already been stunned, you've already been taking the damage. You have to have the shield up ahead of time, but then Slardar just won't fight you. So really well done from them over there. We were saying Collapse has been struggling to have that early impact we usually see from him. So far, so good. I believe his power treads are on the way, and he might be finding another one. There's a nightmare onto the Warlock. At the same time, Apochka is trying to contest these stacks here. I don't think you can do too much besides absorb XP, though.
This bottom lane is a disaster. This Slardar, I was going to say maybe he gets his blink like 13 to 16 minutes. He's going to have like an 11-minute blink, dude. Like, this is a huge issue for them. Bro Strike does come out to dodge out the glimpse. Really nicely timed there from Saberlight.
This is where I would usually say you need to go stick.
Level 4 be
He supports.
level 4
have to be Sand King, who could usually depend on Sandstorm to keep him alive, but Slardar is actually one of the best heroes to not let that happen thanks to Corrosive Haze. So I think this is going to become very unplayable. I guess once you have level 6 on Abaddon, it's kind of okay. Yatoro, pretty deep here. He is going to get the Sand King kill.
Glimpse.
And with that, he just gets a freebie.
My show me didn't.
Level 6 on Collapse means Corrosive Haze is
on.
Try and look for one more crash, and he gets the kill. Rue now behind the tower. Nisha does find that one. He has an orb. He has to be able to find this kill, but he doesn't want to jaunt in. Collapse does so much damage with
I wouldn't expect with a Doom and a TA in the game. Those are usually such fast farming heroes. Slardar is neck and neck. 3-1 and 2 now. Halfway to his blink already. Dude, 11 minutes was even too late of an estimate. It might be sub 10 at this rate if he keeps getting kills.
Morel just stole their whole jungle. He stole the stacked hard camp, and he's stealing the stacked ancient camp as well.
My 2 creeps. Things are dire for Liquid here.
It actually might just be that Nisha has to sit bottom on the puck. They've put Mickey in mid. They are desperate to try and find a way to stabilize.
Abaddon
And with the Blink Dagger nearly done on Collapse, I don't know what you do, because even at that point, not even puck is safe.
Especially nighttime versus the Bane. If he nightmares you into the Slardar,
you're
dead. I think you actually don't have to go too crazy right now as Spirit, though. I think they recognize how far ahead they are, and at this point, you just need to maintain till you actually buy the items that give you the power. So, like the Blink Dagger on Slardar, the Midas. So he's perfectly happy just farming away. Although his ultimate is about to be up, so the TA getting to work on her Dragon Lance. Believe it or not, her timing is not going to line up with the Slardar because the Slardar is just so far ahead right now. Level 6 hits on Bane, Disruptor, 5.5. Yeah, a lot of things lining up here.
Oh, Saberlight. He was pumping the ult, held it for a second, and then just immediately dies as Maposha comes in, hits him with a sentry.
That's such good efficiency on Doom. It was only up
I like
for
the Roshan
10, 15 seconds, something like that. Uses it, gets an offlane kill. Okay, guys, I'm back to farming. Leave me alone. Gonna make use of my Midas. Fiend's Grip incoming?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scattered.
Blink has been delivered.
Yeah, I thought 11 minutes, pre-11 minute Blink Dagger.
With Power Treads,
Centaur is
Wand,
still there.
Raindrops, Bracer. He didn't even skimp out for this fast blink.
No. This is such an issue because Collapse can legitimately run at any hero on the map and they will likely die to him. Like, level 4 Crush is a ton of damage, even if you don't get the Corrosive Haze amp first. But the fact that it applies like an extremely long slow at max level, he can go for the shard at 15 minutes, likely is what he will do. And he will get it very quickly. Like he can just buy it out at 15 minutes if he wants. It's a lot of stacks from both teams, but mind you, Spirit did steal like 3 to 4 of these stacks.
Yeah, when you think of it like that, it's like Spirit is 3 times ahead.
Oh.
ဘက်ကတော့ဘာလို့တော့ထောက်တာဘာလို့စစ်ရှိ
He's trying to play for a Fiend's Grip, but the Golem is available and they're hiding in the trees with this, so they will try and
ဒီချက်တော့တကယ်ရုံးတော့ကောင်းလာပါတယ်နော်ဒီပွဲအောင်သူ့အနေနဲ့သူမနေအောင်စောနေ
It's not that
Oh,
quick.
what a dodge from Nisha. Nicely done.
Hey,
Roshan
di ba
from
ma-collapse?
Boxy. Getting collapse would be
ပြီး
absolutely
တော့ရ
massive.
ရေထဲမှာနော်မြင်
Does
တက်ပဲ
Boxy have 0-point battery assault, by the way?
Yeah. He is all in on Power Cogs and Rocket Flare.
Huh.
Battery Assault nowadays, if you can't get value from it in the lane, it doesn't help you farm as well as it used to.
တက်ကိုချို
So
Mickey's in a lot of
You need
trouble
help.
here.
help me. All right, he's gonna get the help. Good call from Collapse.
အောက်လိုင်းကတော်တော်ရုပ်ပြတ်တာရအောင်
Not diving too hard as Saberlight respawns. Oh yeah, the battery assault. So we've seen Saberlight just jungling for the stacks. Lower cooldown Rocket Flare helps you stack more while also sniping a couple last hits in the lane that you are just soaking XP in. For example, right here, getting a stack. Doesn't realize he's being washed during this. Static Storm gonna come out for a free kill onto Boxy, and you're gonna steal these stacks now if no one comes over here.
I mean, this is the
mechanic
radiance
နဲ့ဝ
reveal
နှစ်ဆောက်လောက်
of
ပြတ်တော့မှာ
the Doom. It only finds
ဒီကောင်ပွဲတော့မပြတော့ bro ဒီနေ့က
Right,
တောက်လျှောက်
obviously
ဆို
you're hoping to find the Sand King
နောက်
there,
ဆုံး
but
ပွဲ
they
လေးတော့
didn't
နားလိုက်
keep
တော့
it
မယ်
bottom.
နောက်ပြန်ကြမှာနှစ်ပွဲ
Either way, you get another kill on Doom, you get some more jungle, and now you can go back to free farming top, and you still have Doom available.
Yeah, I like that we're hyping up how farmed Slardar is, and then his 2 cores are 2,000 gold ahead of him. But it's just, I mean, those guys are fast farmers. Slardar is not. So he's doing well on his own personal scale here. As they're setting up for Wisdom Shrines, a wise thing you can do is to be following all of Fissure socials. If you type !F, keep up to date with everything going on, all the fun stuff. Does Yatoro pick a new carry every time? No, not this
ဒီကနာဝိုင်းတင်ထောက်ပါ
Another
ကျေးဇူး bro
repeat,
မ
but
ကြည့်ရ
this
ပါ
one
မယ်
seems to be working out.
တောင်းလေးတည်းအော်ဒီကတော့ဒီနေ့က
I
တောက်
think
လျှောက်
he
ကြာ
gave up
နေတာ
on
ပေါ့
the list. I mean, but still,
Actually, no
9
way, he
different
didn't play Doom.
he hasn't, so this is a 10th hero.
Sorry, in my head I was still in the draft.
Duriya
where
Bailey
like,
the Tia.
oh, they picked TA again.
Wait,
But
so
this
stop
time
him,
it is a new one with the Doom. Yeah, he didn't play it today or this tournament, so they're
Yeah,
back.
so-
No wonder why it's going so well for them.
I told you, man, they shouldn't have picked TA last game. You can't pick repeats.
Speaking of that, TA smoked up down here. All the ultimates available. You could do Roshan at this point. If you kill someone, you can go straight to Rosh with Corrosive
Yeah,
Haze.
this
and
would,
Meld.
Dude, Morella's level 12.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice glimpse here from Aposhka. Jump in from Insania, but Puck's orb might be enough to
အဲ့လိုနေကြတော့လေနော်အဲ့လိုကြီး dive ဖို့
Once you finish this tier 1, well, the timing actually didn't work out for Roche because he's going to move top, but I think you could still go over there. Just like cut across or go through the twin gate. You can finish the top tier 1 as well if you want to get all the outer towers to make the Roche defense harder. Coil, Epicenter, and Golem are still kind of scary near the pit, so I think you don't do it.
Camp point ရှိတော့ရှိတယ်ပေါ့ဘာလို့ဆန်ကင်းအဲ့နှစ်ကောင်အတင်နဲ့ Epicenter နဲ့နည်းနည်းတွဲမိသွားတယ်တစ်ချက်
is being delivered to Sand King now.
တယ်လီခံချလို့ရရတယ်
reliably Epicenter into the Fatal Bonds, which will be a lot of damage since as farmed as they are, no one has a BKB, so there's no way to remove this split damage going to everybody.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not a good sign. Collapse also just bought his shard. It's being delivered. He got it right at 15 minutes, which is expected. Top side, we're going to see them look for a smoke gank here, looking for Yatoro. They're going to hook shot in. They do manage to get the disruptor. Not a bad start. There's the Epicenter out onto the Doom, but the rest of them going to come through. Nice goal. Insania has the Golem. They're going to drop it. They really want to get Yatoro here, but
Fiends
the damage,
the puck.
It might not be enough. With the
Fiends
easily finds the kill. Question is, can they chase for more? Really nice cogs there, pushes them back. Does get the nightmare though. Rue, really well done.
In the end, you never even kill the Doom.
You're dead on mid lane too. It's not even. This is the thing that's so much of an issue. You do not have damage on the lane. You really don't. All of your heroes. You have 4.5, almost 5,000 gold now behind the Doom on your own carry. He has a full Radiance worth of items over you. Like that's how bad this game is going for Liquid. It is 11k down at 17 minutes. Nisha has a Witchblade, which is great, but he's still very far away from a Blink Dagger. They do see everything happening here. Collapse doesn't care. He'll just walk right into them.
Just do it.
Like, you don't have Epicenter. All you have is the Blink on Saberlight. And even once you get the Radiance on this Abaddon, I don't even think it matters. This is a really good ward. This ward is doing heavy lifting right now. They get on top of the Doom. They drop the Static Storm. They do have the damage.
Okay,
Rue as well. All right, big plays actually, managing to find themselves 2 big kills, and now they can threaten this tier 1 tower on the top side. Doom sticking around for too long, and they could not find the ward.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You don't usually expect this kind of ward. They checked further up for the vision, thought they had the vision advantage with the traps, but no, a nice spot from Boxy is going to finally get them something going their way, and they're going to get a tier 1 tower as well. This helps a lot. When you're this far behind, you actually want to work a lot of like creep dragging in, just delay the game since you're obviously behind. You don't want to engage in 5-on-5s. But if the enemy has every tier 1 up, plus TA traps, plus night vision heroes, it's really difficult. So taking down a tier 1 gives you now some room up top to hide in the trees, cut waves, dodge back into the trees, and get some farm rather than getting trapped on your own half of the map. And it also delays the Roche, because if they won that fight top, they were going to take that tower and head straight to the Roche pit.
So we're seeing Morel go straight into the BKB. Pretty standard, honestly, for TAs in the mid lane. And how farm your Doom and Slardar are. I really like that decision a lot, because you can just play off to be a primary damage dealer. Your Doom
I also think if you build damage, you're going to be killed by Epicenter and the eventual Radiance from the Abaddon.
ဒီပွဲတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးတစ်ဖက် separate BKB တွေမရခင်တော့တခြားလေးတစ်ခေါက်လောက်ဆိုင်ကြည့်စေချင်တယ်အခုပတ်တယ်နဲ့ဟောဆိုင်ရဲ့ spare တွေနဲ့တော့ camper point တွေရှိရင်ဝင်သွားကောင်းသွားပြီဟောcamper လမ်းစားတွေတကယ်လုံနေပြီနော် liquid
as well. He's looking for
a way to
Saberlight
ရတယ်ဆိုတော့ကိုယ်လည်းအနေနဲ့ဟာရဖတ်တယ်နေနဲ့အကုန်နာနေပြီ ပြနေပြီရောက်ရတူတူထက်လျှောအော်ရပွဲမပြီးသေးဘူးပွဲမပြီးသေးဘူး collapse ကျွန်တော်ရိုက်နေပြီအိုးလှလိုက်တာဟိအောင်အဲ့မြောက်ဘယ်ခေတ်ရောက်နေရလဲကွာမင်းလိုင်းကမ်းပတ်ပြီးတော်မန်တော်ပါယူတကယ်ကမ်းပတ်ပြီးခုနဒီကောင်လာမခဲရေ TP မကြတာကွာဒီကောင် TP
But I think you probably can't complain about that.
တော်တော်ကြီးနှမျောမှုတော့ကောင်းတယ်ခုနကိစ္စတော့
pretty even fight considering they are about 10,000 gold behind, starting off with an amazing catch on both supports.
But now you lose Tormentor is the main issue, right?
That is true.
Look at your Abaddon. He's in deep mid lane and starts making the long trek up here immediately, but with Spirit having all of their heroes here, it just it's night and day. How much work the Abaddon could have gotten done here in this fight. It's just so unfortunate.
ကောင်းတာအဲ့ဒါ TP ကြလိုက်ရင်ခုနအဲ့တော်မန်တော်လေးယူအတေးကလည်းဂွင်းလုံးကျွတ်နိုင်မှာအဲ့ပုံရှောမှာလေ
and maybe we can do Roche so we don't need the Abaddon with us, but it ended up being a huge fight.
ကြလိုက်လား
Actually was quite good for them. They're managing to find more pickoffs up here. Another kill onto Disruptor. Which the Tormentor is actually still up. Yeah.
Tormentor တော့ရတော့ရ
Now they can fall back for it. This is a pretty good sequence of events for.
BKB တွေမပါခင်မဲ့အဲ့ဒါလှုပ်လို့ရမှာနော် BKB တွေပါသွားရင်တော့ liquid ကပြန်ကြည့်ကြည့်
Fatal bonds, epicenter, AoE damage from Puck, and then the radiance. It is
BKB
up to this point because BKB is now available for the Doom. TAs is about 1,500 gold away.
Goal, easy ball.
Actually done. I think it's being. Yeah, so you managed to find a couple fights there. This is now where that combo really drops off. So I think you're entering the delay period until you also get a couple more items.
BKB တွေပါပါပြီ Slada လည်း BKB ပါသွားတယ်
Spirit let you do that. We'll have to see. They're working on a pretty hefty set of stacks here once again in the triangle. They should be able to get these. Your next set of items for Liquid, what are the big things you're looking for? Because like AoE Crush can't be blocked by Lincolns, but you kind of feel like you might need a Lincolns to deal with Doom eventually. BKBs. You're going to go for Manta on Mickey, which is a pretty standard item here for the Abaddon. He's going to get isolated off the giant backside. This will be a very dead Insania. The sister shot tries to save him. Great static storm. The blink out from the Poshka, I think, is what found him. And that will be a kill onto Abaddon as well. You just walked on in.
Mikkel အရင်ယုံလို့မရတဲ့ပွဲဖြစ်နေတာအခုပွဲရဲ့ပြဿနာဟိုမှာ Mikkel ယုံလို့ရတဲ့ပွဲဆိုရင်တော့ဘာညာမျောလင်းကြည့်လို့ရတယ်
There we go. Finally, the Roche that we thought could happen a lot sooner. But they get the big fight they've been looking for. You got the Deso. And Corrosive Haze level 2 this time. So should be a very fast Roche. Which I think you stick onto Morel and just have him hit towers.
Absolutely.
I think everyone just needs to sit behind him and watch him do that.
His BKB is done too. Top. So he's going to have that BKB being delivered in just a moment. Sand King TP should be nice little spot there, just right on the other side of the TA trap.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier with you just need to try to creep cut like this. Run through those trees, drag the game out.
D-Ward and Insania. Let's see the Sister Shroud. Oh, he doesn't have it anymore. He's in trouble. Collapse just BKBs to get the kill. Saberlight can't stop him. He's out.
separate beta အဓိက Nisha ကောက်တာ9កောင်နဲ့ဖြစ်နေလို့
Spirit is getting their revenge. Insania, you trying to walk on the map? I don't think so.
Puck. Okay, he's out. Does take the jaunt. Makes it quite far away.
Carry Dooms don't buy Blink very often. And if they do, it's not usually till 3rd or 4th item. Which means it's hard to land the Dooms onto Pucks, which usually would be a really good target for like an offlane Doom. Buying an earlier Blink. Boxy. Gonna try to just TP out of there. That's pretty hopeful. Unless Saberlight distracts them.
Though. Nice bro strike to the high ground. They will feed grip down Boxy instead. Takes the kill for himself.
You know, lam keep your the only caught in it. Pyomir, the Gama, a town layer, doing it. No hero bullet
They're
again.
gonna try and stack storm the puck here. They really want to stop him from doing these lane cuts. So he will hide in the trees on Maposhka, and if he gets the static storm, it's pretty likely the puck will die. Doom is not that far away. Glimmer Cape. He's going to be walking into a ward sentry, though. All right. Nisha actually a sixth sense here, knowing there's something going on.
Yeah, but not TPing out right away because he knows I have to stay on the map.
No, no was a gabio. No, I didn't copy.
But it is going to enter vision. In fact, he might have already been spotted.
That is...
Oh,
yeah, he's got the bash. There's no way. The best thing he could have done, maybe.
Oh, Maletoni or Disradario.
They do manage to get him on the follow.
The
Nightmare out from Rue, but immediately gonna pop the borrowed time here to turn their attention onto the Bane. They have plenty of damage to secure this. Mirel. I mean, Mickey doesn't have borrowed time. And they're really hoping to get a glimpse here, but they won't be able to.
Yeah, the cool seat at that bay.
Slow them
oh, the
down,
lamb near my saying that in it. Oh,
follow-up glimpse gets you one more kill. Even without that, though, he's going to get to work on the tier 2 tower. They were kind of stalling for a little bit after Aegis, waiting for those pickoffs, but also to finish the BKB on TA.
Kill.
Now that she has it, they're in full go mode, which Collapse has never left full go mode since the laning stage. He's just been non-stop fighting.
You don't go leg day without going, you know,
all in.
All in. That's the whole idea. For a hero that has no legs, pretty interesting.
50-50 bro. အခုချိန်နေရတော့အင်္ဂါစရာ16កောင်
even know what to call it.
နေဆုံးတော့ဗရက်3ပွဲအောက်ဆိုတင်းလည်းဖြတ်သွားနိုင်သေးတယ်ပွဲကအရင်ဆုံးသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့နောက်ဝကပြတ်နေလို့လား
He finished his Aghanim Scepter, so good luck killing the Slardar now.
I feel like the regen he gets practically counters the Radiance.
Yeah. You don't want to go on
အဲဒီတော့ organization နဲ့ player တွေညှိတာ bro အဲ့တော့ organization ကပေးမသွားတော့
Puck's been found.
Ooh. Is she dead?
Out Fiend's grip. Yeah, he's gonna die. At the same time, they're gonna try to start the fight here while Puck is being sacrificed in the bottom.
Oh, Aegis ရှိတယ် AC Oh, and I'm a fine band နဲ့တော့ sign တော့ sign ကြည့်ရတူလို့တော့ Oh, BKB TP နဲ့လွတ်သွားနိုင်တယ်ရတူလို့ရပြီ
And so does Yatoro.
Templar လွတ်သွားသေးတယ်စားတော့လည်း BKB ရှိတယ်
But guess what? Another BKB. And every single one of the prime for
Nisha buy me.
Enormous buybacks.
တော့တွေ့တဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ Nisha က Disruptor နဲ့ Home နဲ့ဆိုလည်းတေးတာပဲเนาะ Slaughter နဲ့ Pain ဆိုလည်းတေးမှာပဲအဲ့လိုမျိုးနှစ်ကောင်ဆိုရင်တေးပြီဒီကောင်ကောင်းတာ9ကောင်နဲ့စောနေရ Fabric ရဲ့ hero နှစ်ကောင်နဲ့ဒီကောင်ကလာခန်းတာနဲ့ဒီကောင်တေးနေဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရ
Don't even lose the Aegis, which I mean at this point there's 10
တေးပြန်
seconds
ပြီ
left, so
အဲ့
they
ဒါ
don't even care. They're gonna find another
Hey,
kill
like,
onto Nisha here in a moment.
အဲ့ဒါပြန်ထောင်း
Nightmare to waste the rest of the
Oh,
Ghost
no, my
Scepter.
Boros right.
Oh, maybe one more defense.
ဒီတစ်ခေါက်ကတော့လွတ်တော့လွတ်သွား
The crush actually bails him out. They can turn around with the enter. They're getting a lot of damage here, but Collapse is so
ဟာလာရရ collapse
Templar
တွေပဲရောက်လာပြီ
walk away, and now with Morel here trying to get Saberlight, Rue is
ဒီ
dead.
နေ့တော့ဘတ်လိုက်တော့ဒီက BKB တွေမရှိသေးဘူး
cannot happen.
They get out again. Liquid is only finding supports, which, I mean, that's something, but it's not enough to recover your game. That small gold lead going Liquid way, the Spirit's not even gonna care.
It's like that amount of gold is offset by the fact that Doom farmed like half the jungle topside in the time.
Yeah, and he's on his way down here through the Twin Gate, so he's about to join in on another fight here.
Oh, Saberlight, that is a heck of a dodge. Nicely done.
He's got his Shadow Blade hunting for a kill here. Forgot to turn his Radiance off, though. Okay, yeah, he's like, oops. Just gonna go back to farming, I guess.
He's gonna cut the next wave, I think. No. Okay, he's just gonna farm. Okay, he's gonna walk right into Slaughter. He's here. The Blink Crush obviously reveals Saberlight immediately.
They're gonna find Puck top. Oh, fast blink out. Rue was in position for that.
Yeah, I mean, the gold lead just continues to build here for Spirit. The map control as well. And with Templar Assassin, they will know the exact respawn time of Roshan. So
now Roshan မှာကပွဲပြီးနိုင်ကြီးတော်တော်
Once we
များ
see them start trying to group around
ပတ်လဲ
the
ပိုင်မ
Rosh
မရှိ
area, we should know that Rosh will be
ပြန်
respawning
ထွက်ဖို့က
shortly
3 မိနစ်
after.
ပတ်ချလဲအဲ့3မိနစ်ပတ်ချလဲပြီး
That
Roshan
Centaur
လို့နော်ပြောရင်
still
တက်မှာ
stuck in purgatory.
I forgot about him.
He's
What
having
did
a
he do
good
to
time.
deserve this?
I mean, he's not dead at least.
I guess so. I think he will be when he gets stuck there and starves. What do centaurs eat?
I mean, I would imagine a high protein based diet. Not many trees. I don't think they're much of an herbivore. They got extra set of legs they gotta feed, you know?
That's true. They're truly leg day all day. Liquid needing to group up just to secure a camp for your carry. They all need to be here.
I'm trying to think at what point the Abaddon comes online. But
ဖေကွန်ပွဲဒီနေ့ bro
he
ကျွန်တော်
does
တော့မ
get
ပြ
the
ဖြစ်
peek
တော့
out, which is
Pekon
nice.
နဲ့
The
ပါပြီ
evasion is
ပြ
really
တော့
doing
ကောင်း
wonders
ဩ
here, but Maposhka trying to snipe them on the backside.
အဲ့ပြန်မှာ
Is
ဟဲ
gonna
တာ
be
ရော
underneath a ward and a sentry
Help
glimpse
him.
will send Mickey out of the way, but Saberlight pump faking on the side here, ready to go in with the blink. The
Oh,
epicenter
yeah,
two
crash
guys to get
fight,
on
man.
top
What
of
the
it.
fuck?
Here comes the double BKBs. They just delete these heroes
Oh.
one by one. The Fiend's Grip will
ကောင်း
grab
တ
the
ယ်ရော
Sand
ကောင်း
King, and they got a nightmare onto the puck. Can they get him? They're thinking about it. Does Collapse go in with the crush? He does get the Ghost Scepter off of Coil onto 3. Morel will respond with his own BKB. Turn on to Box. He tries to finish the job, but doesn't manage to get the kill.
BKB တော့ကုန်ပြီနော် Liquid နောက်တစ်ခေါက်လောက်ပြန်ဆိုင်ခွင့်ရတယ်
Liquid will trade 2 for 1. They will lose this bottom tier 2 tower as well. Well, unless they go straight for Rosh, which it looks like they know Rosh is going to be up if they're beelining it to the Rosh pit.
Yeah, you got the TA, you know, exact timing. I thought that was actually going to be even more one-sided. Liquid managing to escape thanks to the fact that it's their own base. You know, it's being dove tier 2 from Spirit here. But the Static Storm only on Clockwork helps them out a bit here. Abaddon gets glimpsed to a weird spot. Look at this Infernal Blade take out half of Insania's health.
Yeah.
And then the crush does the rest. If you could maybe get the Golem and the Fatal Bonds out, you could probably get another kill or 2 there. But, dude, when you get hit from Invis into a crush and you're just dead, you're in despair mode.
All right,
I'm sorry, I should not have walked onto the base. That was my bad. I'll stay in my fountain now.
Oh, that's a second nullifier. All right, 2 nullifiers completed at the exact same time for Spirit. This has kind of been one of the stall tactics that Liquid have been using, right? These Ghost Scepters
BKB တွေ
on
ပြန်ရပြီ
to
လား
buy them some space.
အဲ့ဒါအရေးကြီးတယ်
But it only lasts so long. The 25,000 gold advantage, you have all the luxuries out there. Nisha getting himself the Parasma, a pretty massive damage boost for this hero. Smoke up from Spirit. All right, this means Rosh has to be soon, if they're doing this, right?
One would assume so. Going for the wraparound. Now, Liquid is positioned pretty...
It's respawning right now.
Pretty well here. They're mostly together, but Puck's actually a little bit ahead trying to creep cut.
Good scan. Really good scan for the Radiant. They're going to smoke. Boxy might throw himself in there, but... It seems like Liquid might want to just dodge.
Oh,
he gets the blind crush here onto the puck. He needs help. Can he get out? Okay. Yeah,
oh my god.
Immediate nullifier kill.
Oh, နောက်မှလည်း damage ကများမယ် BKB တွေဟိုအဲ့ဒါပြောတာ
BKB
တွေရှိနေဆိုင်ဖို့မလို့
သွားဒီ
ဒီဘက်မှာ အိုက်ခံထားရတယ်ဆိုပြီးဒီနေ့တော့ပြန်ဖြတ်ပေးသွားပြီးတော့ပွဲတော့ကြိုးစားပြီးတော့ဆိုင်ကြည့်နေတာပဲ
He's gonna burn maybe no he's gonna live the brain sap does enough. Mirel gets a double kill and it's Nisha versus the world. This shit got a big wide number. There's a Doom still available right back in the hands of the TA. 5 dead, all for the Bane. And with Rosh respawned, this is spelling a disaster for Liquid.
That was a really good start. You had the Golem, the Fatal Bonds, the Epicenter. Their health plummeted.
အဲ့တော့ကံမဲဟေးဒီနေ့မှ GG ခေါ်လိုက်လို့တော့ရတယ်အမေ GG မခေါ်လိုက်ဘူးဆိုတော့ဟမ်
They stopped taking.
ဘယ် over မဲအနေထားတော့သိကြပါပြီ
Yeah, right here. So you're going to see both of these heroes lose a bunch.
ဒီက BKB တွေပြန်ပြေးသွားတာဟောအမဆောင်းဝလာတယ်ပတ်တယ်နဲ့အဲ့ဒါ
And then BKB
Epicenter Sands from ဆောင်းဝလာဒါပေမဲ့ BKB တွေ
Also, let me turn around and kill you real quick, and then I'll.
ထင်တယ်လို့ damage ကမထွက်ပါဘူး
So yeah, that's why Liquid's draft is really meant to have a much better start, push an early lead. They're the ones who are supposed to be like 20k at this point because their combo is very strong in the early game if it comes online in time. Now that they're fighting into BKBs and they're behind, you just need the perfect initiation. When I'd say that one was pretty good, and it still wasn't quite enough.
Dude, I don't know how you kill Collapse. He's got an Eternal
ဟော
Shroud.
ခီလို့ရ
He's
အဲ့
gonna
လိုက်တော့
have
အေးမဲ
4,000 health.
ဘယ်ပြောက်သွား
After that, I have no idea. You also lost your gem in that fight, right? Which means you're now playing versus a TA. No gem.
ဒီကစိတ်သက်နေအေးပေါ့အဲ့ဒါလေ duration တို့ key တို့ပါတော့အဲ့ဒါတွေပေါ်မှာပဲမူ
Something like
ကောင်လေးစိတ်ပြက်လက်ပြက်ဖြစ်သွားလို့ GG ခေါ်မှလားမခေါ်ဘူးလားအဲ့ဒါပဲအဓိကကတော့
physical reduction and like 45 to 50% magic reduction plus status resistance inside of a puddle or inside the river. I honestly don't think it'll be possible to kill this guy. Look at the numbers.
What do they mean?
What do they mean? Level 24, almost 25 on that hero as well. Where
မဆိုင်မှုတော့ကြိုး
I mean,
စား
a lot of people love Undispellable Corrosive Haze. I don't think it's necessary. It's a neat talent, but the Slither and Crush cooldown is the real gas on this hero. Being able to reapply Corrosive Haze in an AoE and do a ton of, it's like a 700 physical damage nuke on Slither and Crush every 4 seconds is pretty ridiculous. So I imagine that is going to be the talent most people take. Melt Bash now online as well. Blink in, no. We're going to force the ult immediately out of the Abaddon. That
Aegis က
Sand King died somewhere. Morel soloed him in mid lane as he was trying to make a play for the lane cut. But he's got that nullifier. There's no way to escape. Boxy, he's going to get caught. Nullifier out. Chain stuns, but a glimpse comes from Maposhka. Ready and waiting, and Collapse just needs one more auto attack, really, or the crush. Another nullifier. Godlike for him.
Puck
found up here, trying to rat.
No. There's so many godlike sprees. They can't keep... There's just, no one can get out. That's an E-blade.
တော့ကောင်းတာ9កောင်လို့အဲ့တပရစ်က2កောင်ပေါင်းလိုက်တာနဲ့ပတ်ကို AC တက်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့9កောင်တွေကဘယ်2កောင်ပေါင်းဆိုတော့ဟောနီရှာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူး
He doesn't have much time to rack up more kills for his own godlike spree. He's got I don't know 5 more seconds here. You better make it up here.
I mean, throne exposed. There is no fortification left. Yutoro's going to go and tries to find a kill onto the Warlock. Doom instead just onto the Clockwork. That should be enough. He's going to get caught from the epicenter. Borderline unbothered as nullifier after nullifier after nullifier. Choose the side of Liquid. 3 dead without buybacks, and now they get their hands onto the puck inside the static storm. He gets that.
ရရင်ကောင်းပေမဲ့
Face
နော်
shift off for now. Has the blink up on the high
ဟောက်
ground.
ကတော့
He's
9កောင်နဲ့
okay,
ကောင်း
but
တာ
again, you have a
ဘက်ကလည်း
throw.
ပြီးတော့သိပါတယ်မခဲကအလကားနော်နီရှာကိုငါတို့ကောင်းတိုင်းနိုင်ပြီဆိုတော့သိတော့နီရှာကို9កောင်လုံးနဲ့ကောင်းတာလိုက်ပြီးတော့နီရှာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးကျွန်တော်အဲ့တော့ Esprit ကပဲဒါထိုက်ထိုက်တန်တန်နောက်တစ်ဆင့်ကိုနော် Grand Final ရောက်သွားတယ်ပြောရမယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီနေ့ညကတော့နောက်တစ်ပွဲရှိသေးတယ်ကျွန်တော် Purification နဲ့
We handled him.
Purification နဲ့ပါ
His first 2 games were not so fun. Game 3 had a blast playing this Slardar offlane.
Oh, Fekon နဲ့ yes
Absolutely popped off. He got so
နော်
far.
Purification Fekon နဲ့ပြီးတော့နိုင်သွားတဲ့ကောင်ကဒီ Liquid နဲ့မနှက်ပြန်ဆောက်ရမယ်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါထပ်နိုင်အောင် Separate နဲ့ဆောက်ရမယ်ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်နေ့ကတော့မနှက်ပြန်မှပြန်တွေ့မယ် Liquid နဲ့ကိုစိတ်တင်တော့ Purification guys အဲ့တော့မနှက်ပြန် Liquid Purification ပွဲနဲ့တူပြန်တွေ့မယ်နော် Fekon မနိုင်ဘူး Purification ညီလေးက so strong အဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီနေ့ big game မှာလာပြီးတော့ Fisher ပွဲတွေကိုကြည့်ပေးတဲ့အတွက်လည်းကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့မနှက်ပြန် Liquid Purification ပွဲနဲ့တူပြန်တွေ့ပါမယ် see you guys အားလုံးပဲagent နဲ့ညာလေးဖြစ်ကြပါစေ bye bye ကျွန်တော်တို့